Everybody roll?
Yeah, I rolled low. So
You got a 1?
no, I rolled low. I got a 7. From what I yeah. From what I remember, we were just kind of like slugging it out with monsters. We picked up right out.
Well, give us frame the perspective a little bit. Like, why are you down here?
Hi, we are down here because we were hired by the Trollenport, like, secret police to bomb a bridge that the thousands of hobgoblins with the big red dragon are trying to cross to invade.
Yeah.
Were they invading
And
Trollen?
the hobgoblins are supposedly allied with the Warforged.
Right.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. And so are we bombing the bridge to Trollenport? So they'll go somewhere else?
No, it's a bridge that you guys had crossed when you guys went into the Goblinoid city.
Uh-huh.
It's a very important bridge called Skull Gorge Bridge that spans a very large gorge, hundreds and hundreds of feet across and hundreds of feet tall, that goes through a very critical point in these mountains that allows this huge army, apparently, to pretty easy access directly into one of the capitals, Salorgan, which is the Dome country. You were hired by these guys to help slow their progress, because if they can't get through here, they either have to go through the Mournland and then go north of the entire mountain range, or try to cross the massive mountain range without the aid of a bridge or a road, which can slow them down considerably and slow down their numbers, slim down their numbers. So if you blow this bridge, which is a very key strategic point, you'll be able to slow their numbers, or slow their progress pretty quickly.
Okay.
You guys went up to the Seawall Mountains, presumably trying to find the Dam of the Four Kings, which is presumably where the river that cut Skull Gorge, the river that cut Skull Gorge into such a large canyon it is right now, to find the root of that. Some sort of stealthy thing, you don't have to go through the road. Presumably the army would have scouts and everything would be able to see you coming. You guys found an entry point into the lost, very long ago, ancient civilization of dwarves, the city of Crimson Keep. You guys found kind of the outskirts, the deep roads. What happened there?
There was a fool that looked just like Quincy on the door or something, and we were able to enter the mine itself, and we went down like this massive elevator shaft, right? Like down for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, and then we got down there. We fought some mushrooms.
Yep.
And then mushroom zombies. And then we ended up finding what we later found out was like a Cerebrus? What are they called? Cerebrit kind of a thing. Which was kind of like giving like a hive mind to like the Zerg monsters that we ended up seeing later on.
Correct.
So
there's all sorts of strange, weird bugs down here.
Mm-hmm.
You also found something very interesting last session we played D&D. You guys went into a strange hybrid of an altar and a jail cell. Remember anything about that?
I know there was like a huge anvil with like a cooling pool that was like filled with like nasty old blood. There were cells all along the walls with like chains leading up to the anvil, right, or something?
There were chains to the walls, but all the walls were like spiked with like tiny micro spikes that would presumably bleed whoever was chained to the wall, and then there were small grooves leading from the cells into the anvil.
Okay. Like sure.
And the anvil had a bunch of like markings and stuff on it, right?
Yeah, which was very easily detectable demonic. Yeah. You guys also found a secret door with a small little dressing room-esque kind of thing, with a couple of nasty demon robes. There was a chest. You guys found some paints.
I made out with
Um,
a ghost.
We found Narnia.
Yeah, you found Narnia. You guys got out of there.
There was also
from there, you-
there was also a scroll, which gives you a headache.
Oh yeah, we looked at it.
Just a head.
right.
Read
Yeah,
it.
there's a
Hate
scroll
my
that
own
had
eyes.
some strange writing that makes your head swim when you try to look at it and try to read it, and it doesn't make any sense to you. Aside from that, you guys explored a little bit more. You found the fungus. You found the Horka, presumably some sort of strange kind of Zerg that eats eyeballs, where Balstar's eyeballs were eaten out of his face. You guys then proceeded over into a security room, where there was a couple of statues. Terrence melted to the floor. One of the statues went straight through into the lava pits.
Careful.
You guys got rid of the other pillar pretty quickly, and then continued on, found the anvil and the cells, and presumably found the front door to this dwarven city, the Crimson Keep. However, this door has some sort of all sorts of script all over it and a large puzzle on it. Kind of like a Skyrim puzzle, there's an outside ring and an inside ring, each able to turn in different directions. Each one of these sections of this ring has a dwarven letter on it. Beside the door, there's a large inscription of a dwarven folktale. It seems like you guys scouted out a little bit beyond that, while Ballstar was the Earth Elemental, fighting a path that forks, one that goes to the left and down quite a bit, where he found some life forms, go back up, and then continued forward, where he found a couple of buildings, no life signs, but it seems that there's some sort of rail that continues with wood over a large chasm that he was not able to cross because he can't earthquake through the wood. So he comes back, relays information. You guys did a short rest. Everybody, I think, passed their Constitution saving throws, so they're able to heal on this short rest, but only hit dice. You don't get everything back. While you watch that, from what you had killed the brain fungus, it seems that some of the creep had begun to recede beyond the door. So it doesn't look like the Zerg, if there are any other Zerg here, it doesn't look like they can see you currently. So right now, you have just finished an hour-long rest near this door, with a large puzzle on it, not knowing, except for the direction of what's beyond it. I've put into the group me a few PDFs. Did one of them, the turn wheel, not go?
We got the.
I think we got turn wheel.
We don't have the other one. Whatever it was.
The turn wheel did not go. It says. I'm trying to.
I see the Opal Mines turn wheel.
Yeah, we've got turn wheel. We don't have the other links.
Yeah.
You don't have the okay. The runes.
John, I'm sorry. Little off topic. What? Can you explain to me what a Kyber shard is one more time?
Kyber shard?
A Kyber shard.
A Kyber shard is a sliver of a stone that is kind of the basis of technology in Eberron. They're stones found very deep within the earth. Pretty rare at this point, but it's what people use to bind elementals into to power certain things. So, like, say if you wanted to power a refrigerator, you would bind a ice elemental into the shard, stick the shard into a box would turn into a refrigerator. Same thing, that's how you get the trains, that's how you get skyships, that's how you get the Civis operating systems and everything. All rely on slavery of elementals.
Okay, so essentially like a soul gem or something like that.
But only for elementals, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Alright, who wants to take a crack at this?
So yeah, you have the picture of the turn wheel with a whole bunch of dwarven lettering on it. in the Dwarven Runes PDF, it has a cipher for it, as well as the inscription that's beside the door in both Dwarven and in English. Because Quincy can speak Dwarven, so he can translate it to you.
So you've read it before?
What?
Talking to Michael. So you've read it before?
I can just read it. It's on the second page of this document. We read it last time. The Dragon and the Manticore.
It's a strange little folk tale. It seems to have a few words that are underlined. You don't know. Quincy draws out a quick cipher for you guys. Large stone door that is magically protected.
I can't fucking.
Someone want a screenshot?
I can't get you a group meeting, just not a computer. I mean,
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it serves no purpose for me though.
I can't take screenshots. Does somebody want to
You
screenshot that?
can just make a new account and then you can add you to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, not right now, but
I'd rather just kill everyone in Las Vegas. There goes any hope of this video being monetized. Don't say.
So Mike has the prop. It's a inset wheel into an outside wheel, something you can turn different ways pretty easily. What he has is the two pieces of paper.
anybody have a pen?
The story is told as the sun turns from a distant shore near. At the dawn of time, there was a dragon. The dragon was greedy and sought treasure. I read that as pleasure. After centuries of search, it found the opal, and so the dragon swallows the opal. When the dragon had swallowed the opal, it felt sick, the gem burning in its intestines. It went to its friend the Manicore and asked for help. I don't need to read anymore of this. We have a fucking Manicore. Why don't we just get it to do what it fucking needs to do? Fucking solved. The Manitor attacked the dragon. The dragon fought and won. Bleeding, the dragon sought help of the cleric. The cleric pleaded to Zala. Who the fuck is Zala? Oh. In her wisdom heard the prayer, but being a goddess of her own will, Zala healed the Manicore instead of the fucking dragon. So in the end, the fucking dragon was alone with the dragon again. Just like a two dragons, one opal scenario.
I will put the 3D virtual tabletop. 3D virtual tabletop link into the GroupMe or the Hangout, which is better for you guys.
Group me,
Yeah, group me.
GroupMe.
I
Ka-chow!
think.
Here you go.
Maybe.
So, what is the name of the paint set that Dave got?
Wondrous Paints.
Wondrous Paints?
Yeah, the wondrous pigments.
Wondrous Pigments.
But you guys have already tried to do some sort of magic on this door, and through DM magic, the door is nigh impenetrable unless you have Earthblind, like Ulster does.
Okay. this is the thing.
Spinning wheel.
The letters translated.
I think my phone is a virus.
Smartphones get viruses.
So it looks like there's letters for dragon.
Naga.
Mantic. No. Let's see. It's DKLMBKOA. Oh, there's no R. F? What's that? D? F? D? Yeah.
My man, thank you. So there's the only vowel is A.
There's an O.
Where I don't see an O.
For opal.
Oh, I thought it was a G.
There's 9 and 10.
So if we change the D to the O here, dragon opal.
Just as the sun turns.
Should be like east to west.
As the sun turns. I don't see that.
It's the first line of the story.
Well, you had to turn the inner wheel clockwise to go there.
From distant to near.
I don't know what that means.
So, just one thing, before you guys make any move on the door, make sure you tell me before you do anything.
We have switched the inner circle to O.
We went
Being-
clockwise,
yeah.
clockwise with the inner circle.
So inner circle, where's the O at?
Lined up with
12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. Lined up with D.
With D? Okay. You go clockwise, go to D and O. Nothing happens.
Was that one turn clockwise?
Yep.
Okay. The dragon was alone with the dragon again. Okay.
Before we go much further, I would like you guys to put yourselves where you want to be on the map. So this wall obviously is the large stone door. Each square is 5 feet. Where do you want Trud?
Maybe it's a perspective thing from distant to near. Like if you're looking, this is a tube. This is the, like close. This is the near. This is the distant.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading into it too much.
Could be.
How does that change anything though?
I'm just thinking, what the hell does the opening line mean? As the sun turns from distant to near.
Sorry, what part is the door?
I'll say here. I'll manipulate those for you.
From distant to near would mean west to east, maybe? Sun sets in the west.
So wait,
Maybe
so you
distant
gotta tell me
east,
who's manipulating it
near.
currently. Who put it from D on the outside to O on the inside?
I guess Terrence.
Terrence.
Okay, so Terrence is right up in there.
I'd be up there too.
Map is not loading for me.
You gotta go all the way down.
Oh, there we go.
Sometimes we just refresh, it'll do it.
Ballstar is just on Trud, like you would see someone sleeping trying to ride a horse, or riding a horse trying to sleep.
Okay, do you have Trud at the back or near?
I think he's just doing his thing, wandering around, probably just in the middle of the room.
Okay. I would say he's going to be where everybody else is, probably sniffing the heels.
Sure.
So Terrence is the one that moved the O on the inside to the D on the outside, correct? Terrence does that, nothing seems to happen. And that was clockwise, you said, correct?
Yep.
And there's a T for treasure.
So, yeah, if you just tell me whenever you decide to move the actual prop, tell me what you are moving, what to what, and in what direction.
Yeah.
Is there an S on the map?
No.
Okay.
There's an M.
But it's so vague, because like it could go either way. It's going from like east to west. Why would elements put make one counterclockwise or clockwise? Is there any keys into that? Maybe it's the dragon seeking the treasure. It looks like dragon's at noon, treasure's at like 8. Maybe it's going towards the T, insinuating the outer ring is going counterclockwise.
Well,
I'm just looking for any tip off of how we're supposed to do that.
there is a D and there's an N, distant to near.
Oh, yeah? Whether they're polar opposites.
They are
Yeah.
opposite, yeah.
It's just as.
Alright, Terrence is gonna go clockwise again. Just one click.
Okay. what's the one click? What are the two letters you're matching?
The inside D to the M on the outside.
Move to the inside D to the M.
It's just one more click clockwise of the inner circle.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
The outer one can turn too, right?
It can. So currently, the the D, the inside D is now with the M, correct?
Yeah.
Inside D to the outside M. Okay.
Did we try Zala yet? Z-A-L-A. It's the goddess or whatever. There's only one A though.
I think it's. I'm assuming it's like a combination mark,
Right.
or I think we just do it in order of the narrative.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. Do you want to just keep following
Yeah, I
that
can just
through?
keep going. Alright, so I went the dragon to the manticore.
And then-
Well, I already did it backwards though. if we're going just by the underlines, it would be D to O and then M to D, and I did the other way around.
You the other way around? What do you mean?
Well,
As far as I know, you match the outside D going clockwise to the O, and you match the outside M to the D going clockwise, correct?
yep,
Okay, nothing's happened so far.
right. I'm gonna start it over. Do the same.
How are we going to start it over?
Spin it around clockwise until it's in the starting position.
I spit on it.
Okay. Do you remember what the starting position was?
D to D.
Okay. Spin it around clockwise. Match D to D.
All right.
There's a small click. No, small click. There's a large click. Goes. There's two clicks.
Now I'm trying to figure out what the starting point should be. All right.
So, all right. Well, maybe
Dragon
this is,
to opal, manticore to dragon. Should we keep going forward or should I?
there's only one O, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we already tried interior O to exterior D, right? That's the first thing we did.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna turn that outer wheel counterclockwise. Wait, is there a C anywhere?
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
saying.
Oh.
There's no C, is there?
So, all right. So, fuck. I did something.
Do you turn the wheel?
Oh, wait a second.
So
C and K have the same character.
Oh, okay. Alright. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn. Let's see. Whoa.
if the dragons, alright. I think I like that, turning
I'm gonna turn the.
exterior D to the
I'm gonna turn the outer one counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3 clicks.
line up with the O. Right? Are you hiding up with the K?
Yeah, the K.
Okay.
So the outside.
Match
Yep.
the D counterclockwise 3 clicks to the O or to the D?
It'll end up being to the C or the K.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 to the K. There is immediately in your possession, or in your immediate area, a this high-pitched noise that pulses out of the door in your direction, echoing throughout the tunnels behind you.
No.
Some sort of alarm.
Is it still going?
Still going.
It's coming from the door.
Yes.
I'll cast silence on the door.
Okay. You cast silence to the door.
Well, can I do it
Nothing happens.
right next?
The door
to
is DM protected.
Right,
It's a very strong magic.
right outside the door.
Okay. You put a 20-foot radius where the sound is able to escape behind you.
So do we start over?
Well, how many times do we move the thing total?
We went D to O, and then D to M, and then reset it back to start. So that's 3, and then we went a 4th with the outer ring to the left.
So we do that 4 times. 'Cause there's like 5 sets of 2 things, right? Dragon the Opal, Manticore the Dragon, Dragon the Cleric, Zal the Inquisitor, Dragon the
What was your thought with the K?
Cleric.
C. It's the same character.
But there's 2 of them, so it could have gone the other way. Alright, Terrence is gonna backpedal and put the outer D back 3 clicks and then 1 more click, so it's to the other,
So back to starting position.
and
right.
+1 to clockwise, so it's with the K again, the other one.
So D and K.
Yep.
Okay. I need Trud. Well, sorry, each creature in a 50-foot cone to make a dexterity saving throw. So that's all of you. Trud gets a plus 1 or 2, I think. Plus 2.
Oh, it cost me much.
You rolling for Trud?
Yes.
Okay.
8.
7.
Anybody who got below a 15 takes a total of 17 fire damage as the door opens up in the middle and does a burning hands.
Hey, how much health does Trev have?
Let me check.
Pencils.
He's a little bit more heroic than normal Manticores. So I will give I'll give him plus 20 health, I think. So it's gonna take his health up to 88.
Do we take half on the save? Or how's it work?
Yeah, if you get above a 15, you take half.
Okay.
Who's wearing that fire cloak?
Me, but I already did 0 damage because I had my shield thing.
Alright, I think we need to say
You would take 7.
outer D, inner O, and I think we need to go counterclockwise to get there. From east to west.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the sun.
D-O.
Say what?
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we need to rotate counterclockwise and make the outer D match the inner O for dragon and O.
Counterclockwise?
Yeah. I don't know, that's how I interpreted east to west.
Well, isn't it clockwise?
No. East. It's counterclockwise.
Oh, east.
It's going like 2 digits.
No, east to west is.
Counterclockwise.
Depends on how you look at it. Like, am I going around on the top or around on the bottom?
Well, you're only moving 2 digits over, so I assume you would go the 2 digits rather than the 7. Hard to say. Not,
So, okay. So,
not a lot of great points.
So you're moving D to O counterclockwise, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to
Okay.
do.
I need. Oh no. Ballstar! I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ooh, that's
DC
a
16.
that is not 16.
You are permanently deafened.
Oh my god.
What?
Ah,
All right.
In your earth elemental form, you can still feel vibrations, but once you go back to like a gnome, you are blind and deaf.
Also,
If you'd like to move yourselves from the door,
I assume we would have just left.
You're
Whatever.
are away from the door. You're more than welcome to at this point.
I'm assuming Shred just would have left after the burning hands.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm staring.
Shrud, a little bit scarred, moves to the back. What's Ballstar doing?
Shred and Shred still.
Okay, so you're near Shrud.
Can you?
So currently,
What is
this
it?
Alan, Terrence, and Quincy move
Good
over,
work.
correct?
I looked it up.
Yeah,
Can we
that,
buy
that's
on
good.
dice? Charlie, quit being a jerk.
I'm sorry. No, I'm going off 3.5 rules. Your deafness lasts for a minute.
Okay.
So did any of us see what happened?
No, you saw Ballstar grab his like head in Earth Elemental form, and then like follow Trud to the opposite side, because Ballstar in Earth Elemental form cannot speak Common.
I think
Oh, I gotta get the right menu.
I think I'm regular Ballstar at this point after we do the rest.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
We did.
guys,
Trud immediately puts his paw on your front, like on your chest, and just starts licking you with his like severely barbed tongue all over your face.
Josiah, why can't you just turn into a bat?
It's very uncomfortable,
yeah. But I'd rather
but it's a side of the thing.
So we
At
did.
some point, he like pins you and just starts licking you and grooming your hair.
Does that mean we did bad if it messed up on?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go back to the first plan where we got clicks and didn't have
Well, the question
consequences?
is, do we have to reset the whole thing like a shitty locker room combo lock?
Probably not.
Because I don't know which it responded to. Did it respond to the
It wasn't the first one.
D, or was it going from DO back to DD?
The first thing we did was turn the interior O to the exterior D, and that was fine. And the next thing we did was what?
Moved it further to the M for Manticore.
Okay.
And then
Your first two moves was exterior D to interior O. Your second move, clockwise, was exterior M to interior D. Nothing happened.
right, and then when I reset everything, went a full turn all the way around, that's when we got the click. And I don't know
And you
why.
started going clockwise. Or counterclockwise.
No, it was
correct?
clockwise the first time. Then
Clockwise first time.
yeah, after that we started going counterclockwise and bad things started happening. So maybe the whole thing like east to west means we just keep going clockwise. So my only question is
Yeah.
which part of the riddle is it responding to? Is it dragon and opal? Is it manticore and dragon? Which part of the thing are we on now? I have no idea.
Can someone do some sort of like basic intelligence check if they've seen something like this, like if it requires resetting?
Would you think?
I'd say one person you do an intelligence check if they'd like. I'll give you a hint.
Okay, T-Mine?
My intel plus 4
Mine's negative.
plus 8 with mine. Alright, I'll do it. It is 16.
You seem to be on the correct track the first time you did this.
So I think
Just going clockwise.
just keep clockwise because that's what
That's
the
the
sun
opening.
does.
Yeah.
Alright.
So here's the question. Currently, you have the outside D to the inside K. How do you move it back?
Alright. Do we want to go? Well, right now it's on the O, D and O.
Oh, I thought it was clockwise D to K.
No, we had counterclockwise D to O is what we did.
Okay. Okay. So currently it's at, counterclockwise D to O. How do you, well, what's your next move here?
We could turn both of them clockwise to put the D on the top and the O on the top.
That's where it started.
No. Where it started was D on the outside and D on the inside.
Can I just do a general perception to see like if one of these rings is like, are they both flush or is one of them sticking out? Is there like a tick?
I'll just tell you, I'll save you a roll. Both of them are completely flush. I will, however, give you a Arcana roll.
Alright. This is 24.
Yeah, you kind of recognize this series of spells, actually. first spell, a level 0 spell called Alarm. The second spell, a level 1 spell called Burning Hands. The third spell cast on you is a level 2 spell called Blindness Deafness. From what you can gather, the spell level continues to grow each time you get it wrong. Which can mean terrible consequences.
Yeah.
Once it gets to about the fourth.
So can you recap when we heard the click? Where was it lined up?
D&D.
You heard a click when the alarm went off. You heard a click when the burning hands went off. You heard a click when the blindness deafness went off. The first series you guys did, where it started outside D, inside D, we started doing the clockwise. What was it? D to O. Was that it?
Yeah.
And then from there, you heard nothing.
Alright.
So you want to hear nothing?
Yes.
All right.
So right now we're on DO, but they're not oriented like they were the first time.
Right.
The first time you came across it, it was outside D to inside D.
So we can just work with it like that. So this just set off a trap, so I think we need to go back to DD. No, because we got to click for DD. Well, the question is how to reset it.
Right, and the last time you moved D to D is because you moved counterclockwise from D to D, correct? Is that right?
Yeah, we did move counterclockwise.
You moved counterclockwise from D to D, and you got a trap. But currently, I will tell you, you can tell, even though the trap is set, it seems that the trap is gone and everything has reset.
So don't we want to go clockwise D to O?
Do you move it right now?
I'm asking.
Sure, I think so. Yeah.
So we just spin that inner circle clockwise.
I mean, isn't it at DO now?
Yeah, it is. So do you want to just move on from DO?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm sorry. I thought currently you guys had reset going counterclockwise from D, outside D to inside D. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, so currently you are at D, outside, O, inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those aren't
So
at
you're
12
moving.
o'clock. They're like somewhere. They're not at 12 o'clock though. They're just somewhere else.
Good to know. So are you moving from D outside, O inside? Which one are you moving? Which direction? And to where?
Well, when we did it successfully, we moved the inside clockwise.
Right.
So the first thing we did was D to O, and then we did D to M.
I want to reset it to have.
No, you didn't. The second time you did clockwise, M outside, D inside. I have it written down.
So we have DO right now. We could just do that same thing then.
All right.
So we're gonna make the same move to D or to that M.
M outside, D inside, clockwise, correct?
Yep.
Yep. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
All right. We got D and M. All right. So one more time to recap. We went inside clockwise D to O as the first step. And then outside clockwise M to D.
M on the outside, D on the inside.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. You're good.
Only D on the outside. C.
Yeah.
Yes. So we want D on the outside, C on the inside,
Which direction?
clockwise.
So 2C.
Which ones? So what's on the? Is there a C on the outside, or K on the outside? No. See, there's only a K's. K's are only on the inside. So we have to move the outside.
Oh, but then watch. The cleric takes another action, right? The cleric pleads to Zala.
But is it underlined again?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. So which pair we are? We just got past Manticore Dragon. Now we're at Dragon Cleric.
Yeah.
So we need the D. We need an outside.
Yeah, you'll need to make it so that D is at the K and the K is at the Z. Which C?
Yeah.
D is at the C, C is at the Z. Which would work if you rotated enough.
So to go clockwise. All right. So clockwise, the outside goes clockwise. The D comes all the way. Well, is that? It's already on it though.
Hey, one person make a intelligence. Actually, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to have you roll. I'm going to have Quincy just know this. The K sound and the C sound in Dwarven are the same letter.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is the D and the C are already lined up. So we could just make
Currently,
it.
from my notes, you have the M and the D lined up. Correct. Right now.
Yep, we do.
Okay.
So, that,
So you want to move the outside
oh, but it
M.
needs to be the outside. Okay. So,
Is that what it was? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, the outside of M has to be with the inside C. One of the inside C's.
well, why would it be an M?
Sorry.
Wouldn't it be a D again? The dragon goes to the cleric.
Yeah, it would be the outside D, inside
I'm ready
C.
to throw that fucking phone.
So, all right, but here's what I'm looking at. On the inside wheel, there's two C's and they're directly across from each other.
Right.
And if you look at where the one of the C's is with an N, and the other C is with a D on the outsides.
Right.
So you already
Is that
have
what you do?
a D with the C.
So just go to the other C's.
So do you want to do a half turn?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna 180 degree turn of clockwise of the outside wheel. From it's already at DC, we're gonna go to the other DC. The D is gonna go all the way around to the other C. Clockwise.
You sons of bitches. Nothing happens.
All right, at least we know we're on the track.
Okay.
And then the next one is Z to M. Z outside. K to M. Now, do we turn the inside wheel to do this one?
I don't know why we would.
Okay, I'll hang out here.
Because the Z would have to go all the way around where the M would only
Well,
have to
currently you guys have done inside, outside, inside. 180 degrees, right?
Inside, outside, inside. Isn't it the other way around? Wait, no. Inside,
I can't remember.
inside, outside.
Did you you guys do the outside first or the inside? Which one are you moving?
I think we did the inside first, and then the inside again, and then the outside.
Okay. Alright.
So should we move it?
On your move.
Show me your moves.
Show me your moves.
So one is going to make it go almost a full rotation, where the other one is more direct.
I thought we were just always going clockwise.
That's both going clockwise. So we've always done the most direct route.
Yeah, so just do it again, I guess.
Alright, so we're going to move the inside wheel clockwise 3 clicks so the M lines up with the Z. Wait, which one? Not M.
No, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Zala heals the Manic
Yeah, that's right.
instead of the dragon.
Wait, but there's this
So
the
you move
Z.
inside,
No, the Z.
inside clockwise, so Z is on the outside and the M is on the inside.
Hang on, the Z needs to move though, because it comes first, right? Or does that matter?
No, if it comes first, that means it's on the outer ring.
Yes, but that's the one that moves, right?
I think it's just depending on the story.
So if Zala heals the Manicore, then the Z has to move.
It says instead of the dragon, so if you want to make sure dragon isn't getting lined up with Z somehow, just I don't know what I'm talking about.
We have Z and M, and the sentence is Zala healed the Manticore. So
Right.
don't we want the Z to go clockwise to the M?
Yeah, I'm just saying if there's two ways of doing it, let's make sure Z's not lining up with dragon.
Maybe like
That's all I'm saying.
maybe we should do it the long way so that it passes D.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So
that makes
Z,
sense.
the outer one is going to turn clockwise. So Z is going to go all the way around past D, keep going until it's at M.
Z on the outside, M on the inside. Nothing happens.
Yay!
Last one.
Dragon is alone with the dragon.
So where is the D? So I think it should just be the outside again. Clockwise.
I would go outside.
D to D. Alright.
Yeah.
Outside rotates 1-2 clicks. D goes to D, lined up at the top.
Click twice. There's a kuk sound as the whole door splits the middle and begins to open from the middle outward.
Hey,
It's like a large, dank smelling hallway.
Terrence kind of muffles up and then sneaks away from everybody for a minute.
And then just does a little fist bump. Like a Charlie, like, yeah!
I imagine just has to go take like a stress poop.
Yeah.
After that.
I have to change my underwear.
You guys want to take a quick fiver?
Sure.
Alright.
So I brought ice cream. Oh shit. Nope. I don't know if you guys have
Black and
bowls
orange
slash
gummy worms?
Yeah, we're using them for hardware, so we can clean them. Yeah, what does this taste like?
They actually
Hardware?
taste pretty good.
You're using them for hardware?
For the dresser.
The bowls were
Put screws in them.
not the worms.
Oh, okay.
Dave's got
He's
some bowls.
asking
very
about
confused.
he's asking about bowls.
Are?
Okay.
Using a
Those worms are for hardware
/gummy
only.
worm
Why
as
would you do that?
The worms are pretty good.
We use the worms to put together the dressing.
I was thinking like little tiny, just like put screws in them.
like a little
Yeah.
gummy worm grommet?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, help yourself.
Well,
to
she was
those
talking about
gummies.
getting frustrated and gluing it. Use the gummy worms to glue it.
Gummy worms is super good.
Gummy wars.
Gummy glue. Goody goody gumdrops. Didn't Poppy say that?
Goody goody gumdrops. You say goody goody gumdrops.
People for
Okay, you guys. Hey, you guys. Is it my turn?
May bit May.
You're aboard the Ziploc bags to hold screws?
There's two drawers. There's a drawer on the left, and then underneath that is a cabinet, and that's where the bags are.
Now, do you think if I transform into other things, you still wouldn't have eyes?
No, I think you would.
Right. I'm gonna argue that.
Put the bunny back.
What is it?
Put the bunny back.
What is it from?
Con Air.
I saw that late some great audio.
Audio.
Is that a graham cracker? I'm so proud of you. Good job. I'm so proud. I find stale graham crackers remind me of like Sunday school because they never kept their shit fresh. It was always super stale.
I found a pretty awesome recipe using graham crackers as like salt, graham cracker, and butter mixed with peanut butter
Ooh.
and you pack it down like a base, and then you make a ganache with chocolate and heavy cream and let that set over the top of it.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the graham
That
cracker.
sounds fucking, yeah.
The graham cracker doesn't get soggy at all, so it has like a really like crisp, crunchy texture with the peanut butter.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Oh, that's so
It was
good.
probably the best
It's like
I've ever had.
chocolate toffee. That's fucking amazing. Chocolate peanut butter toffee.
Yep.
Cool, cool. As the large door opens, to a large dank hallway, just all into darkness, as far as the dark vision goes. Volstar, you remember this hallway being pretty long. At some point, it diverges to the left, going down spiral-wise
Down,
into some sort of
down to Goblin Town.
Alright, so we can go.
Yeah.
We can go straight.
left. It spirals down, and then you saw life forms. You felt life forms in the ground over there, and then you came back up, and you went forward another like 75 feet, and you found a plaza with a couple of buildings, including it looks like some sort of like rail system. You did not see any life forms up there.
What do you guys want to do? I imagine the bridge is going to get us to a reliable exit.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't see or feel anybody around.
The rails?
I think so.
Alright, give me a marching order.
I'll go first.
Fancy first. How about Barbalina, Ballstar, and On-Off, and Terrence?
Terrence will be toward the back.
I'm riding Tread towards the back.
That'd be your eyes, young one.
What did Tread do?
How old is your character?
You didn't try the paints yet, right?
My character is 49,
49.
but knows the fellow on
How old is Terrence?
600 years.
Terrence is
On
600
off.
years old.
Where do you want to be in the marching order? Front or back?
No,
Or middle?
I had it written
We're going
down
through the
somewhere.
hallway for the door that we just opened.
It's by an old sheet.
I don't know. How we took a short rest. I don't have dark vision anymore. Hey Terrence, can you? All right, I have dark vision again.
Okay, you going first?
Sure.
So that puts on off front. So, everybody follow on off, or is on off going scouting by himself?
Yeah, I'll go.
Want to have him take like a 50-foot lead?
Alan and on off?
Yeah, I'm going to stay 50 feet behind Anoff.
Okay. What about Alan?
I'm gonna start close by, but then I'll let him do his sneaky thing once I realize he's better at it.
Give me, what's the range on your close by? 20 feet? 10 feet?
Yeah, like 20 feet to start.
So on off, you're going to be sneaky. Go ahead and roll a stealth for me.
That's a bad stealth.
Wouldn't worry too much
It's
about it.
19.
We just had an alarm go off.
Let's like to check for any traps or doors, perception.
Well, traps would be a investigation. Secret doors would be a perception.
That's probably what we need to do.
Probably stay close to
It's a 20.
Hi!
That's a 23 for
Say what?
That's a 23 for investigation. And oh god, an 18 for perception.
On off, stealth forward. Kind of far ahead of everybody else. Constantly looking at the floor, trying to find some traps or anything. You don't seem to find any traps. However, you do get about 70, 80 feet in. With a 19 perception, you notice that the dirt, stone, rough-hewn floor begins to... Well, first of all, you continue a little bit further. You do notice that there is a fork to the west, where it looks like there's a large hallway that seems to descend down to your left. You go a little bit further, you notice that the stone here begins to be from rough-hewn like stone to like stonework, like dwarven stonework, paved road going forward. You get a little bit farther onto the paved road, trying to be as stealthy as you can. You get about 20 feet of the paved road, and you realize from there on there is a strange, glistening material that seems to. There's a creek that seems to continue on from there. A strange, organic, sloshy, weird slime mold material.
Yeah, I definitely don't go any further. Hey Alan, there's more of this shit here.
I mean, we might have to if it covers every direction.
Does it cover the walls and the ceiling?
Yep.
Somebody just levitate?
This strange fungal growth.
Hey Barbalina,
Yes.
I've seen you levitate. You want to take point?
Do I have levitate?
She did the elemental thing.
Oh.
It was an option, but I don't levitate.
you said there was a path to the west that we went by.
Right. That went down farther, spiraling down.
There's fools down there.
All-Star told you that it
How
spiraled,
the
it
fuck
spiraled
did you
down for about 200 feet,
What
and
down
then
there?
went into a place where he found life forms.
I mean, the other path is occupied. This will announce that we're here, but it seems to be the way out.
Are there any precautionary measures that we could take? I don't know. Anybody got a big bug zapper?
Did I notice any creep down in the spiral down?
There is, yeah, about 20 feet into the spiral down there's creep.
I don't think we can avoid
Last time you were here, this whole hallway is creeped.
What is receding?
If it's receding, it probably means the creatures are going with it. So maybe we'll be alright for a while.
I don't think we should go any deeper than we have to.
Right, which is why we're on not the path that goes down further.
There is an elevated bridge.
Was the creep on the bridge?
I don't know. I couldn't see up that high. I can't imagine why it would be. If we can get on the bridge, we could use it as scaffold and stay out of there. The goop.
We've killed a lot of these things. I think we'll be alright to just go.
Look for the bridge.
Whatever you say.
I'm pretty
So, northward, towards the station.
Northward.
yeah. I'll lead
Yeah.
the way.
All together, or scouting first, or what?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Let's just get to the tracks.
Okay. Everybody moves as best they can towards a large opening. You guys go northward as far as you can. I will direct you to the 3D virtual tabletop if you'd like.
Cool.
As you guys go out into it, put you in the marching order I had you in. There's a large chamber. Seems to be a chamber that is hollowed out into a natural cavern. Although all of this stuff is paved, all paved roads and everything. On off as you come into this chamber, you see that there is a building immediately to your right. To the north, it seems like another large building, and a set of tracks that seem to continue on forward and then go to the left as well. But it's a strange inset of tracks. Like currently, there is a circular pattern with an inset. It looks like the circular pattern with the tracks moves. Maybe to transfer trains at one point. It's not a continual track of trains. It's like if you could imagine the trains going from one area and stopping, and then there's a circular pattern where it looks like the train is rotated and put onto another eastern track to go outgoing. So there's, incoming track and outgoing track. Currently, whatever the incoming track that you see, there is kind of like do you know what I'm talking about? The train end stations.
Uh-huh.
There's like when a train comes into an end station, there's a rotating part of the track where the train will sit, and the track will rotate to make sure that the incoming becomes the outgoing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dave, you see this this whole series just put it all the way up there. It looks like to the west is the incoming track, and the east is the outgoing. However, on this incoming track to the west, there seems to be a terrible wreck. Some sort of tram wasn't made, didn't break properly and just crashed into this building right over here to the west. This building is a wreck. Having the tram partially indented into the building collapsed upon itself. There's probably a large fire at this point, as you see large scorch marks, as there's just a wreckage of a tram just into the building. Just north of that, I'll use Dave as a marker. Burp, burp, burp. So this building is all like completely collapsed, right? The building right over here, this seems to be a station for people getting off of the tram. This would be the incoming. Over here seems to be a large two-story building that says tickets. Just to your right, over here at the east, has a building that says in Dwarven security check station. And then adjacent to that building, built into it, is a two-story building on top of that has a large crane right here. So there's a huge crane on top of this building, on top of the roof of this building. This seems to be the outgoing station. And then there's the central building right here, which seems to be the station that controls both the incoming and outgoing trains. However, from where you are, to the foreseeable future, is all covered in Zerg creep.
I can see the wrecked building, right? With dark vision.
Yeah, it's just to the northwest. Yeah, you can see it.
All right, I'm gonna try to throw a grappling hook to what I would think is like a anchor point on that building, and if it's taut, I'd like to anchor it before the creep so that we can climb on the rope.
No, all of this is creep.
We're on
Everything is
we're
correct.
on creep right now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I guess I'm gonna. Is any of the rubble not in creep?
No, everything is creeped over. There seems to be a large, like I said, the wreck of the tram that seemed to have broken in to this this building over here to the northwest. The train seemed to have not even stopped and just slammed the building, collapsed the whole building. There seems to there's still a cart attached to it behind it. That's not nearly as wrecked, still on the tracks.
All covered in creep.
All covered in creep.
So here's
Loot
what I'm
that
thinking.
train.
I guess. I don't know. It sounds.
Either we just go buck wild here, just go straight forward, and risk, hiding. Creep is hiding out here and ambushing us or whatever, or like examining stuff and seeing if there's anything here, I guess.
Well, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves because we have those two gnomes, the black powder, following us.
Shit. We do have to clear a pad.
You want me to go get them? I can have Tread fly back and carry them back.
At least this far.
So we want to check out the
With the
controls.
creep, I'm sure they'll go for the smaller numbers first.
Yeah.
So I think we want.
Yeah, we gotta have him with us. Alright, I'll go get him. Let's go Trud.
You tell Trud. Trud licks you again with a caustic lick. It's very abrasive.
Yeah, I think we gotta stay together. I imagine they probably caught up with us while we were fucking with the door for an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they're directly behind you. As far as you want them to be back to the postal door.
Okay.
So we need to check out the controls and the outgoing station. Do we want to look at
Right.
circuits?
There's a wreck. There's the rail control station. There's the purchase tickets building. The tram crash. There is a large crane, and there's a security check-in, as well as a outgoing platform and a incoming platform.
Do we want to check the ticket booth for
And then
gold?
there's the rotator in the center.
I don't know if you want to check the security, just in case there's something's gonna mess with us.
Sure.
Okay. That would be over here. Gabe.
First one to the east.
On the derecha.
Gabe, check it out.
Yep.
Alright. You go up to the stone door. Stone door. Again, it has a very angry looking relief of a dwarf
Nah,
It's two battle
fuck.
axes.
Quincy, do your shit. I can't do that.
underneath it.
Ah, yeah. You want to do the honors?
So you know what we never did? We never put Quincy's blood on that altar back there.
Yeah, I wanted to do that.
You prick Quincy's finger. Quincy, what do you do with the blood?
Smear it.
Smear it on it. Nothing. This one has a distinct lock and a distinct handle mechanism to open and close.
I guess I'll try to detect traps and pick a lock.
Check the traps.
Which one do you do first?
Detect traps. That's
Investigation.
17.
There is a definite trap on this door. Something magical. Not very high. There's not like a lot of rooms inscribed here, but something that could possibly cause trouble. Something magical could happen if you fail.
Can I Arcana?
Sleight of hand was 25.
Okay. Terrence steps up and is like, "May I check out?" And you're like, "No, fuck you." Kind of elbow him around, and then you just like push the door and then throw the lockpick in, and watch as it explodes. And just as Terrence says, "Do you mind if I take a look at?"
Oh, I give an after you just because I don't want my eyeballs to be plucked out by a Horka. Go right ahead.
Be my guest.
What do you see?
It's very dark. It's very dark inside of the security check-in.
Perception check.
I want to carry around like a bag of baseballs so that I can just like light one up.
Yeah, I just want a grenade. That's it. That's all I want. Okay, everything's dead. Cool.
Do you know what the traditional like 1970s DM hack was? Was to carry around a bag of rats
Yeah.
because they're living, and they can like trigger living traps or whatever.
Oh,
and
that's
like,
awesome.
if you get a whole bag of rats, it's enough to trigger pressure plates. I don't know. It's always like if you got guys, you know, always
Yeah,
get a bag
do you?
of rats.
I don't have a bag anymore.
I have a bag
box
with
block.
one rat in it. I'm gonna
Oh,
cast.
we rolled for
I'm gonna
this.
cast
I had
light on
rats.
that rat and throw it in.
You throw a rat in.
yeah.
I think I had 6 rats.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Oh
did.
god.
There's a sickening thud and then a squeak, 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 squeak.
But they can see him now, right? It's lit up.
Say what? So yeah, who's going into the room?
So they can see though, right?
If you cast light on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Light emanates out. It's a small enough building. Looks like there is a door, which is not something for terrain. Door. Boop. Small enough room. There's a pair of cells, a weapons rack in one corner, as well as a few sparse beds.
As long as I hang out with Trud.
Near a desk
Cells.
in the southwest corner, there seems to be a chest near the desk that's marked evidence
Is that
locker.
concentration?
Evidence lock.
There's also the door to the north.
I can't use any spells.
I'm just gonna camp out by the door at the north.
Hey, are you're gone? You're back.
No, I'm with you guys. What's up?
Hey, since you don't have any eyes, you want to go in first?
Okay. All right.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm riding Trud. I'm gonna cast Beast Sense, which basically lets me see what Trud sees.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cast Find Traps in the room before actually entering.
Okay. Cast find traps. Your spell fails. You don't sense anything. As Trud comes in, takes a few whiffs. You sense what he senses, which is old, musty room, rotting mattresses, and a few rotting bars.
Do I have any
Okay.
idea how long it's been since these dwarves were like living?
You can roll a history check. You might.
Can I do a perception of the room?
Sure.
That's a 18.
I got a
We'll do
25
first.
Sure.
I got a 25 history.
Maybe like 200 years.
Okay.
It's been a couple centuries since any of this has happened.
Gotcha.
Well, the reception with you and Trud sniffing around with his dark vision, kind of sniffing stuff out. There's a couple of skeletons in the cells that I mentioned here. There's a desk empty. There's no skeleton or anything draped over it. And then there is a chest underneath the desk that seems to be marked evidence locker. And then also there is the door to the north, which you do not sense any traps.
Okay. Darth?
Is it locked?
No.
You try it?
Yeah. This is
You
interesting.
go up to open.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You go up to open the chest. The chest is in fact locked.
Alright, I'll just go ask Onoff to open it, tell him it's cool in the gang.
How about everybody else? As they're exploring the security station, what do you guys do?
I imagine I'm just like, I'm kind of a go with the flow kind of guy, so I'm just like kind of outside the door, like just like kind of being security kind of thing.
How about Marcolina?
I'll try and be as behind Ballstar as I can, just like ready to leap into
Okay.
action.
Just being backup. I understand.
Yeah.
Ellen, green Wingspan, did you open the door to the north?
Do I know that the detect traps thing didn't turn anything up?
I assume Balsar tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's open it.
It is unlocked. It opens up into a square chamber. There's a few ladders that seem to go up to a second story.
Alright, do the ladders feel like they're gonna fall apart?
I'll say one of them kind of feels like it's already starting to fall apart. The other two are pretty sturdy.
Oh yeah, I'll try a ladder.
Go up a ladder. You go up about 13, 15 feet. It ends up, there's a small trapdoor as you end up poking your head up on the second story of this building, where there is a large, very intricate looking crane. There's a whole control set and a seat where someone would sit and be able to manipulate this crane, presumably to put cargo on top of the trams that are outgoing or incoming. However, currently all of the controls seem to be dark.
Alright, yeah, I'll just climb back down.
Dave, are you going to unlock the chest?
Sure. No traps or anything.
A sleight of hand.
That's a 19.
Easy. You're just kind of like, hey guys, you want to see a magic trick? You bang on the top of it. It just opens up.
Whoa.
Inside are a few things. There seems to be a small, just like thumb-sized vial. A very small, cute-looking cork of this weird, semi-brown, translucent liquid in it. There also seems to be a small cube, about the size of a Rubik's Cube. Although it's all rusty and kind of like rubs off on your fingers and just kind of like, it just has that rusty feel to it. And then beside that is kind of the first thing you see, something that's glowing, something that is radiating just a little bit of light in a very specific pattern. It's a crystal, seems to have been carved, just pulsating very, very slowly, just with a green-blue light.
Anybody know what the fuck this shit is?
I kind of check.
No, but I really like that tiny vial and I kind of want it.
Be my guest.
He tosses the vial to Quincy.
25 is the Arcana check.
On which one? Which one?
Wait, so there's a little
The
crystal.
cube.
The crystal.
There's a vial, there was a cube, and there was a crystal.
The crystal.
You pick up the crystal, kind of like look it over. It kind of pulses in your hands. You feel kind of the energy emanating from it. Just like pulse kind of through the threads that bind you to the rest of the world. This is some sort of like strange energy source or something.
Alright. Guess I'll roll for the others.
Sure. Which one first?
The cube.
Okay.
This is a 17.
You've actually seen one of these before. Something you haven't seen very often. This is a rust cube. Essentially a rust grenade. You can throw at someone that will completely degrade their equipment.
That's awesome.
You throw it at somebody and it just immediately just like rusts whatever they have on them, including weapons
That's
and armor.
amazing.
That's
Yeah,
As
it's, like,
long
it's
as
gonna
it's
be
not-
very important.
As long as it's not magical.
it's not magical. Alright, and the vial. That's 22.
Oh, wow. Something you've heard of before during your stay at the university. This is specifically a poison. Although, a poison not really meant for, like, the beings here. It really wouldn't do a lot of good. It's something called gate root poison. Essentially, what it does, if they fail their Constitution saving throw, they're no longer able to teleport.
No.
However, it is something that needs to be applied to a weapon and then cut, whether it's arrow or knife or sword or whatever.
It's blade oil.
It needs to be attacked. Right, it's a blade oil. It prevents whatever being from teleporting for a minute.
That's pretty cool.
Blade oil sounds like it's like a Yiddish expletive. Ah, blade oil.
Blade oil!
So do you think?
Behind
Do you think that this shard maybe like powers this this place? You think there's a maybe this is like an extra power source, or something?
Yeah, the crane maybe. We gotta find a way across this bridge. Do we want to? I don't know. What else do you see? There's a departing station.
Right. There's the rail station to the north. It seems to be in between.
Dang it. By gum.
Just went black, huh? Dun, 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 dun. So, in the interim, I'm going to read everything that's in the bag of holding. Empty pouch. Bagpipes. Out of order magic sign.
Read like Quincy.
Hello?
Oh, your camera went
I-
black.
Yeah, I just lost internet for a second. I don't have video anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't have
Sit
video
here.
for you, yeah.
Let's try reconnecting. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm ordering
Hey!
magic.
Hello.
We still don't have video of you.
Oh,
there we go.
Hey, we're good.
We're good. Cool.
Solid as a rock.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, rock.
AA run. Solid as an AA run. Anyway,
Hey, Rob.
there is the rail transporter that takes incoming to outgoing, although in front of that whole thing, there seems to be a wreckage of some sort of tram. There is the rail control, north. There is the ruined building. There is the ticket building, rail control, and then platform A and B.
I'd like to check out the ruined building. Just by my own personal
By
thing.
yourself?
I don't know. Whoever else wants to check something out.
Are you sneaking over there or are you just walking over?
Oh, sneak.
Okay.
I'll go with you. I've got the find traps thing going on.
I'll kind of just back him up with security kind of thing.
That's a 30 stealth.
Okay. You go as stealthy as you can. Kind of put your back up to the wall. Any sort of indentation or way you can look into the whole room. I mean, this looks like it was maybe at some point some sort of gathering place. It's hard to tell. The entirety of the roof has collapsed upon itself, leaving very little room for anybody who would want to go inside to get inside. The first thing you see is about 2 or 3 skeletons inside, trapped by the roof, presumably by the collision of the incoming train that was never stopped.
Hey, you want to bring Flame Boy over here?
You got one? Yeah, you're bringing back yet, right?
Um,
Want to turn into a rat?
I could. How big is the opening? Could on-off fit in?
Yeah, I mean both on off and also probably fit.
I'm like reclining on like tread, like comically.
Oh right, yeah, you're still super blind. Your eyes are out of your face.
Well, I can see through tread, and I got the fine traps.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I got the fine traps thing going. I'm just gonna give.
Shrug could definitely not fit.
Okay. Could he like look into the room via the hole?
You can try. Because it's a second party looking through a first party, I will give you disadvantage on the perception check. His perception, let me hold up real quick, would be, because he's a more special manticore than a normal manticore. You just get a +1 proficiency bonus. Oh! Wow! That's better than I thought it was. It would be a +3.
Okay.
To your perception.
Going for it. Well, alright, that's a 3. So 6.
That was disadvantage, right?
No, let me see if I can do worse. Oh, good, it was a 19. So yeah, 6.
Yeah, it's difficult for you to tell.
Okay, but I do have that spell going, so within that, would I see any traps within my line of sight?
No.
Okay. Looks good from what I can see.
Falstar, just roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
If you would.
Oh, nice. 17.
From what you could tell, it seems most of the security was in the deep roads behind you. There's a lot of security checkpoints, making sure only certain people are able to make it into the inner city. It seems like security's a little bit more lax. Not a lot of traps here, because presumably whoever made it through the deep roads and into here to make it into the inner city have already been checked a multiple amount of times.
I think if you want to go in there, I'm pretty sure you should be pretty alright.
And boy, let's go to the control center.
Say what?
I'll go to the control center. Sneak.
The rail control?
Yeah,
You
rail
don't-
control.
You don't want to check it out at all?
I mean, I do, but I don't want to get my eyes plucked out. So
Rail control
Ain't gonna do
is
it
a,
unless I got a
couple of
grenade.
doors.
On the end is
The rail control itself seems to be pretty well maintained. Not maintained, but like still very dusty. There's not a lot of skeletons or anything around here. There's just a large dark wooden door. It looks like that says "Employees Only" in Dwarvish on it.
sound cool, dude.
Well, you don't read Dwarvish.
What?
You don't read Dwarvish.
Yeah, hey,
You don't know what it says.
No, I don't know what the fuck it says. What the fuck is this shit? Hey, yeah, what? It's another thing.
It says, on-off, enter here.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, I go.
Open it.
Yes.
Touch the handle. Open it. building with a series of control panels, a series of desks. Looking out northward, there is a very specific observation deck made of just glass looking to the north. It looks like a series of controls to look at both incoming and outgoing trams. A very, very large clock on the wall, double the size of you, probably. It seems to be in perfect working order still, to the millisecond. There's a millisecond, a centisecond, and a large regular clock. It seems to make sure that everything runs on time. What does kind of pique your interest is a set of master control panels up in the front. A series of green and red and green buttons. However, these buttons that look very tempting to you are currently unpowered. They do not have any light going behind them.
I guess I walked back to the. Did you pick up that shard?
Hey Terrence, it looks like we need some batteries, and that shard would work.
Can I check it out to see if there's like a place where the power should be coming from?
Are you coming into the rail control?
Yep.
Both of you guys are in there. Yeah, there's a pretty obvious place where on the side of one of these control panels that is the most prominent. There seems to be some sort of crystal that is currently broken, maybe gone out of batteries because of the length of time, or maybe because of the wreck. It's not sure. The crystal that looks identical to the one you have in your hand, seems to be unpowered, and the one you have found seems to still be generating some sort of energy.
Alright, I take the dead one and I put the live one in.
Alright, take that one out, throw it on the ground, put the live one in. The control panel in front of you immediately. There's a kind of a humming sound as a few buttons begin to gleam to life. There is a button split down the middle. On the left is a green, and on the right is a red. Next to that button is a button that is to the left a red, and to the right a green. Next to that button, split up and down. On the top is a red, on the bottom is a green, and next to that button is a button split in horizontal up and down again, the green on top and a red at the bottom.
So 2 of them are left and right, and 2 of them are up and down.
I would say there's a green, red, red, green, red, green, green, red.
Anyone have crayons?
Nope.
I have a fountain pen.
I mean, like real crayons, so I can I can't remember this.
So basically they're opposite. There's 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, and they're opposite. Like green, red, red, green.
Correct.
Green,
Green, red, red, green, red, green, green, red.
Okay.
Green's a good guy.
As they're figuring everything else out, what is everybody else doing besides Alan Greenspan, On-Off, and Terrence?
Sorry, guys.
I am kind of in the middle of what everyone's doing, and just keeping watch over any kind of movement at all.
Okay. How about Trud and Ballstar?
Sorry, charmed Charlie, and there's no turning back at this point. So the last thing I was doing, I checked out the car wreck. I guess
So
I'm just
you're over here.
I guess I'm just
Check out the
trailing people. Yeah.
What about Barbolina? Where do you want to be?
Just wherever I could see the most.
Okay. You just want to be in the middle?
Yeah.
Right. It seems like half the group is checking out the train wreck, half of the group is going into the rail control area. You guys have put in the power crystal, powering a certain series of buttons. It's just Terrence and on off currently.
Are there like windows overlooking the stations coming in and out?
Yes, to the north there's a large set of bay windows, presumably looking at the incoming and outgoing trams. That maybe at one point this was very busy. Looking to the north, but currently all you can see out of the glass windows is just darkness and a large chasm going down and down and down. You look to your left, you can see the train wreck, where Ballstar and Trev are currently looking out. Look to your right, you see a clear track going over a large chasm into the darkness.
I'm just gonna start pushing buttons.
Which button?
Which button?
Come on, wish button.
Okay, so we're gonna.
There's a green red. There's a red green. Yes, there's a red green and a green red.
There sure is. Okay, the horizontal one. We'll start with the first horizontal one. Heads red, tails green.
That is.
Okay, so red.
First horizontal is red.
So no change.
Okay.
Right.
Wait. So you're saying the first button that you push is red green?
What was it initially?
Initially, this is hard to say without representation. But the first one is green, red.
Okay, so that's red green now.
Red, green.
No need to
Okay,
talk.
red, green.
All right.
You push.
Second one.
Okay, no,
is also red.
Before you do that,
Pushing them all. I'm pushing them all right now, John. Save your time. Second one is red. That's also horizontal. First vertical is green.
Can I tell you what each one does before you keep rolling?
No, because I don't give a shit. That's what I'm getting at. So, first
Pushing,
vertical.
pushing.
First horizontal is red. Second one is red. First vertical is green. Fourth is red. I pushed a bunch of buttons and didn't give a shit.
Huh. Okay. You hear a whole bunch of whirring. Ballstar hears a whole bunch of shifting from the wreckage. Nothing happens, there's a lot of shifting. Third time you press the red on the top, you see a claw come from the west, beginning to draw something, and then you quickly press for the fourth time the green on the top, horizontal, and then you see a tram being placed, a large claw being placed down near the start of the east, and then you hear a red light flash. The claw comes back up. So essentially what you did was tremor the entire place where Ballstar and Tread was, and then a claw came down from the eastern side of the rotation, bearing another brand new tram. As soon as the tram began to descend, it did a red flashing no signal, and then retreated back up.
The claw was right above the wreckage.
No, it was above the opposite side of the wreckage, the outgoing, not the incoming.
Was Ballstar and Trud at the wreckage point?
Or around there, yeah.
Right, but they felt the turning point of the trams that they're at, the circular turning point, begin to kind of shuffle and then break and then not.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think we gotta move all this shit out of the way in order for this to move.
Or we could use the other side.
I agree, and I think that they're coming now.
How? Sorry, there's one other thing. The wreckage moves, which means a lot of sound. As a claw comes down from the east side.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
And you hear it echo throughout the entire cavern to the north and the entire cavern to go from the south.
What were you saying about putting it on the west side as opposed to the east?
I hit the green button again. He hit 3 red buttons and 1 green. I'm hit that green button again.
You hit green, red, red, green, or green, red.
So he did red, red, green, and then red in that order. I'm gonna hit just that third one, the green.
Horizontally. So the third button is red on top, green on bottom.
Green on bottom.
Okay. You hear from the western side another claw. Echo as an alarm just echoes throughout the cavern.
We gotta go.
So is there a tram on that claw?
There is a tram. Well, it looks like the claw to the west is trying to pick up some sort of tram for the incoming, but the wreckage is so bad that it's cleaved straight through the building. It's not able to quite pick it up. As the last red echoes throughout the cavern.
I'm gonna use my ring and cancel all that shit out and tell them exactly what happened in the last 6 seconds.
No, that was a lot more than 6
Okay.
seconds.
Alright.
You maybe got rid of one alarm in the last 6 seconds. Knowing on off, all he's gonna do is push all the buttons he can.
Alright. Fair enough.
You maybe got rid of one alarm,
Sure.
but you still used your ring.
Yep. Sounds good.
Ballstar, you get this really apprehensive feeling as all of the spines on the back of Trud immediately prickle up. He starts looking to the south.
Alright,
He takes a few steps to the south and just begins like hissing. In his defensive position, you see his tail start wagging in an aggravated manner.
I'll do a perception check and have Trud just fly up and get the hell out of there.
Okay, I mean the cavern's only about 50 feet tall, but
Okay, that is a... Now, am I doing Trud's stats or mine? My...
Trud stats and you get a disadvantage to proceed.
Okay. Alright, that's a... 8.
Trud is obviously very, very upset and trying to tell you something is coming from the south.
No, I'm still seeing through Trud's eyes.
Trud does not have dark vision. Oh, I'm sorry. He has dark vision 60 feet, but
Okay. So do I still have the?
he can smell something on the wind that's not natural.
Do I still have the disadvantage though? With the spell I cast, like seeing his through his perception.
What was the spell you cast?
It's called Beast Sense. It lasts for an hour. I just can see whatever animal I cast it on sees.
Okay, I guess I didn't realize that you cast the spell.
Okay.
Don't worry about the disadvantage.
Okay,
You
cool.
See through his. But
So-
his perception is only +3.
Okay.
He only has dark vision up to 60 feet, which is not very far. He cannot see directly towards the door. at
Gotcha.
this point.
Okay, that's an
He cannot see
18.
the door.
That's an 18 for perception then.
He does not see anything. He definitely smells something very wrong.
All right, I'm just gonna get on the horn. Something's coming, guys, from the south.
Yeah, I've been saying we
I
should
wanna-
get out of here.
I want to see in the outbound station. Is there a tram ready to go?
No. It looks like at one point you had pressed a button and it was trying to lower a tram onto the outbound station, but the track had not moved over from the wreckage because there's something in the way, which would be the wreckage.
We gotta move this wreckage now.
Or we just gotta run
Where are we gonna run?
the way we're going. Towards the bridge.
Someone investigate what's jamming the track.
It's the wreckage.
It might be.
You know, there's a large wreckage that came incoming and crashed into a building.
Yeah, it's the ruined. Yeah.
Somehow
minecart.
you're gonna have to get this wreckage that come incoming off of the rails in order to place a new tram. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go with initiative at this point.
All right.
Everybody roll. Okay. Quincy, what'd you get?
Quincy got a 6 and Trud got a 5.
Trud doesn't really act in initiative. It's like whoever wants to control him for that round can control him on his turn.
Gotcha.
Okay. On off, what'd you get?
20.
Terrence?
14.
Melina?
18.
Wow. That was great, man.
28.
Damn, son. And Ballstar.
9.
Okay. So that puts. Alrighty. We are in initiative at this point, which means you can only move the movement that you have allotted. So that puts us at the top at Alan Greenspan.
I'm gonna move to the corner here and play peekaboo, ready, and arrow at the south.
Okay. So what's the if-then statement you say?
If I see a creature, I'd like to fire.
Just a creature that's not Barbalina.
Yep.
If I see a problem, I'd like to solve it.
Take us to on-off. On-off, you're currently fiddling with the control scheme of the rail control.
There's glass to the north with one entrance to the south, right?
Sorry, one more time?
There's glass, observation glass to the north, and
Correct.
one entrance to the south, right?
Yes.
The rest of the building being walls.
Yeah, here, let me put the door in there for you.
Okay. All covered in creep? Everything? Every goddamn thing?
Everything's covered, yeah. Ceiling, floor, all covered in creep.
I'm gonna get just south of the entrance. And Terrence is in here with me? Sure.
Yeah, Terrence is currently in there.
Buffering. We found out that there are things we can do to get rid of creep, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
We could
we
burn it.
burned the hell out of that one room, but
Yeah.
I think that takes time.
But we also killed the Cerebrate.
Right.
So, unless there's another Cerebrate, which is likely, they're not all working together, they're all just kind of doing their own thing. So, this would make sense, right? I'm using a concentration spell to see through Tread. So, if I use another concentration spell, that breaks my concentration.
Yep.
So, I have a one shot to use a big spell.
Yep.
And I have more spells that I could use to get sight back with Tread.
I'm thinking everybody just leaves me and you leave the control room. We blast a fireball, get rid of all the creep, and then all come in again. It does regenerate. I do know that.
No, it's been receiving. It's steadily receiving.
Not from this point, though.
I think the creep is irrelevant now that the Cerebrate's busted.
If
One
we
and one.
if we acted really quick on this door with one, or this room with one door, maybe that's not so good because there's glass on the other side.
My thought is, if there's any way we can move this rubble and just get a tram and get out of Dodge as fast as possible.
I thought he said left side was incoming, right side was outgoing,
Yeah.
and the left side had the rubble.
So
The left side has the
tornado
rubble.
through all the shit, and then
I can do the tornado.
I mean, don't we want the right side that's outgoing and is already clear?
He
I want to
he-
switch the.
I'm confused with the
Yeah.
details too, but he said specifically that the rubble is preventing us from taking an outboard train.
Yeah.
No, well, no, he was saying that Claw is trying to take the tram from the crash
My bad.
area and
Sorry,
put it
Dave.
to the
What are you doing?
outgoing area. But
What am I doing?
But it can't get in position because the rubble is jamming it.
You gotta move and an action.
So I should try.
Skip me for a second.
Or does it matter?
Okay, that'll put us to Barbalina,
Yeah, if we
who
can
is
unjam us. If we
in the
can
middle
move
of
it,
everything.
Okay. Can I use like a wind elemental to try and move the rubble off the track?
Huh. You're gonna summon a wind elemental? Was that your plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so your whole turn would be summoning it. So next turn you'd be able to control it if you'd like. If
Okay.
you wanna do that.
Do you need cover?
should be like central and everything.
Well, enemies are coming from below. So you'll be the first one right
Yeah,
now.
you're right out in the middle. You're out in the open. You're the first one you're gonna get attacked. So you should run back toward the left,
Towards the left.
behind where the people are grouped down there.
So go where everyone else is grouped.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna move to a safer place.
Not gonna do the wind elemental thing?
Yeah, both. Can't I?
Okay. Absolutely. Wind elemental comes, appears directly next to you. Flash everything size. There we go. Size. He is very large. Barbara, you can put yourself where you'd like to be.
Can someone put me?
She's got to get to the
Towards everybody else.
inbound station to clear the rubble with the wind elemental.
For the inbound station, so east.
Inbound station is on the west.
No, it's on the east.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Inbound is the west. Outbound is the east.
Oh, okay.
So,
So we need to get a train to come inbound so we can take it outbound.
correct, but you need to find a way to clear the wreckage
Right.
and
So
then place a new outbound train. Alright, that's Barbalia's turn, which will take us to. I don't know what I wrote. Terrence!
Yeep, 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 yeep.
Did you know what you did?
I moved in between the wall and the door that swings open. Can I also do an if-then? Is that a possibility?
You didn't tell me on your turn, so
Still
no.
buffering. Oh, fuck you.
Wait, okay, so what's your if then? You hold your turn. I understand that. What do you want to do, Dave?
So I moved where I moved. I'm in that angle from the door and the wall. If something comes out of the proximity of the door, I'd like to stab it.
Fair enough.
Alright. Terrence is gonna cast Bigby's hand over onto the rubble, and just gonna start shoveling rubble off of any moving parts.
Okay. Alright. The strength of Bigby's hand is like ridiculous, right? What is?
Yeah.
Do you know the strength score?
It's +8.
Yeah, +8. 26 total.
Okay. Sure. He takes a very large part of the. You cast Bigby's hand, a large hand about double the size of Quincy. Large purple ghostly hand begins shoveling parts of the. It's a two-car track. As it just begins to. It kind of just manages to just shove it off of the side. However, the second, the lead cart seems to have crashed so badly into the building to the south, where you guys, to the southeast or southwest of where you guys right are, that it's going to take a lot more than just a strength check to get this out. It's going to have to clearing the building and clearing the cart as well, and then making sure that the rotating mechanism for the dropping of the new cart going outgoing is going to be more. So you managed to get the second cart behind it clear of the tracks, but there's still the initial cart and all the wreckage of the collapsed building around it. Wreckage. That's going to take us to yeah. Oh. Yes, I guess Randy.
But it's all everything.
Someone play sad tube music for 11 hours. I had a song in mind.
Quick movement begins to overtake you guys' vision. As 6 quick Zerglings, moving as fast as they can, begin bolting through the door, through the foreseeable darkness, directly at you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Oh. 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 45. 40. 80. Cool. As 6 Zerglings bound out of the darkness, racing as quickly as they can. None of them actually get to attack as they both double move, be as close as possible as they can to you. Next up, unfortunately, is no player characters. As
Do I get to fire a shot?
you do, you just pick one of them that you like to fire a shot at.
Just the nearest one.
Which, what's the number?
Can you tell?
3? 3.
Yeah, let's do 3.
Okay, number 3.
Does he get 2 shots?
First hit is 24.
Yeah, that's a hell of a hit.
I think it's 13 damage.
On number 3,
Yeah.
13 damage. You shoot, it hits it right in the face. Still doesn't stop its movement. You get another shot though, right?
Yeah. Natural 1.
Yeah, that's you. Is your bow magical? You pull back your bow, and the bowstring snaps in your hand, rendering it completely useless. As coming from the north, 1, 2, 3 winged worm-like. They're actually large. They're large.
Oh shit.
Yeah. 3 winged worm-like throwing strange projectiles towards the glass. Number one, I'll go ahead and roll for it. As they attempt to break the glass. That is a hit on the glass for number one. For number two, the glaive worm misses. Number three, the glaive worm misses as well, as a matter of fact. However, let's see how much the glaive worm does to the buildings. That's good music, Dave. Keep playing it. Oh shit, maximum damage.
So too bad
As
it's only
it
3
does
minutes
a
long.
total of 21 damage to the blast. As on the west side of the observation port, these strange flying worms seem to fire things in the glass, and the west side seems completely compromised. Which will take us to Ballstar.
Okay, this is what I want to do. So I have eyes with Trud through whatever he sees. It's a concentration spell. So once I use another concentration spell, it'll end my eyes through Trud, right?
Correct.
So what I want to do is I'm going to move Ballstar to where I want it to happen. I want to cast Wall of Fire. I'm going to wait until Barbalina moves. This is what I want to do. I want to cast it diagonally. I'm moving Trud here, like here. Wall of Fire just up. Once Barbalina and the air elemental move back behind it. Can I do that?
Okay. Talk a little bit slower. You want to cast Wall of Fire.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to cast it diagonally.
From where to where?
Basically from here all the way up to here at this wall. And I want to delay my
Okay,
action.
hold on there. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me, from here, correct?
Yes. To where Trud is currently.
There?
Yes.
So like the negative, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's where the Wall of Fire is.
Yep.
That is your turn.
Wait, I want to delay
Is it
that.
you?
I want to delay that action until I see Barbalina run behind it. So I'm going to tell her, run over to us.
Shit.
Can I do that?
Okay, so currently Trud is still next to you, correct?
Yeah, I'm riding
And
him.
you still have his senses.
Yep. So basically, I'm going to tell Barbalina, get the hell over here. The second she's clear of that, I'm going to shoot that wall of fire up, lose my sight, and just hold my concentration holding the wall of fire up.
Awesome. Alright. That's Ballstar's turn. He delays his turn until Barbalina does her thing. Next up are a few other enemies. And guys, I'm sorry.
Should be an Ultralisk.
As a series, spider-like beings make their way
Oh god.
up. Oh no.
Can I catch them for what?
So, on your turn, just make sure you run up into the left diagonally.
Oh god.
As these weird, like spider-like beings run super quick, with the face of a of a hydralisk, and as soon as they reach their double movement speed, they stop and immediately burrow themselves into the ground. which will take us to Quincy.
Alright. So I'm kind of in the middle of everything. I can kind of see everything that's going on.
Yeah, you can see all these dog-sized zerglings. You can see the lurkers come up, approach, double move, and then burrow. And you can see from to the north, these mutalisks begin to attack the glass to the north as one of them begins to go south.
Alright. I'm gonna run up to circling number 6 there.
Right into the wall of fire.
It's not
Yeah,
up yet.
It's going to happen very, very soon.
And I got Mutalisk coming after me.
You can still do something and it's not die, right?
No, that wall of fire is going to go up right after your turn.
My turn is in 2.
Very soon.
Perfect. Alright.
Where's the wall gonna pop up?
See where all this gray is? That's going to be a wall of fire right after Barbalina moves. So Barbalina's the only person, so they're all going to have to go through it, presumably, unless they can burrow underneath, which lurkers are known to do.
I don't think they can move.
Oh,
Yeah, they
we're
don't.
good.
No, they don't
Who's
move.
your
They just
initiative?
go under. Well, the problem is they have a long range.
And
They can
what
attack
am-
from- they
what
can
am I
attack
doing on
from
my turn?
underground.
Yeah.
Right.
Wind elemental, get the debris out of the way. And then I'm gonna run toward you.
Did you get like a high score on the initiative?
Yeah, she's at an 18.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant for my, like, actual turn.
That's fine. Okay.
So I would get out of dodge. Yeah. Can you
I
do-
will move up north. Oh, okay.
I'm definitely gonna need help with those Mutalisks.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Alright, I'm gonna move up north, west. I have some javelins on me. I'm gonna start chucking some javelins at the mutalisks.
From this square, you can't see them. You have to be like right here.
Oh, that's fine. That's still within my movement.
Okay. Mutalisk, which one? 2 or 1?
The closer one to me.
Number 2.
So that is a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Cool. I'm gonna make that a maneuvering attack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make Barbalina go up to half her speed to move wherever she wants. So that is gonna be 8 damage to number 2.
Okay.
So then Barbalina can move 15 feet
Extra? Or just right now?
just right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just making my way over to the
Yeah, move yourself northwest.
Basically 1, 2, 3.
As soon as she catches that threshold, Ballstar goes up a huge wall of flame, immediately cooking many of the insects that are on that side. So, Josiah, can you remind me of the range of the things that take damage in that wall of fire?
Oh, it's pretty small. They have to pass through it. It's basically just a big ass barrier.
I thought there was like a 10-foot thing. Like, you focus which area the heat's poking out of.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 10 feet that side or inside of the wall. So, yeah, you're right.
Alright, so that is, oh shit, yeah, that's a lot. That's Lurker 2, Zergling 4, Zergling 2, and Zergling 6.
Sweet. That is going to be... It's gonna be 21 fire damage.
Okay, but they get a dexterity saving.
You're right.
Correct?
Dex save of 18.
Let's see. What is this? Number 4 gets an 8, which is a failure. Number 2 gets a 15, which is a failure. Lurker 2 disadvantage, which is burrowed, which is a success, so he takes half damage. And Zerglin 6 gets oh no! Oh, it's okay, guys. It's okay, guys. I found my crit dice. It's fine. Bam! Oh, that's a 3. So yeah, Zergling 6, Zergling 2, Zergling 4 take full damage, and Lurker 2 takes half.
Yeah,
So what's the damage?
23 damage. And then as a free action, I'm gonna turn into a
So give me a moment to number
Yeah.
6.
Should I transform?
And then half 23 would be.
That's okay.
On your turn.
I can do it as a free action. I
Well,
delayed my
It's a
action.
bonus action. You already used your
It's
turn.
number 2 is 6.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
What you doing?
So I still have my second attack.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna attack the same one. Number 2.
What?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Zergling 4, Zergling 2, and Zergling 6 just fucking died.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my second attack was a 13.
That is a miss on the Evilist.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Alrighty. After Quincy, that brings us back to the top to Alan Greenspan. There is a wall of fire in front of him.
And no ground-based enemies.
Nothing you can currently see. All the lurkers have burrowed. There's a couple circling still rushing the fire, but yeah, no ground base you can see.
Can I do a conditional action again? If I see anything come through the flame wall, then I'll run up and hack it with the sword.
Alright, you're gonna have to remind me, but go ahead.
Alright.
Alan Greenspan, on and off. What are you doing? You notice that the left side of this observational deck is beginning to shatter very quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to.
How high up are you? Are you just in the building?
Oh, come on. And that's it.
No action?
No need.
Okay.
Are you still hidden?
I mean, I'm by a wall. Like, do I have to hide?
No. I don't think you're seen quite yet.
Okay, well,
You good?
should I try to hide anyway? I don't know, sure.
Probably.
If
Okay.
you'd like to.
It's a 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, as the Barbalina, there is a wall of fire just erupted in front of you, killed all of the Zerglings that were trying to kill you. What are you doing?
Use my wind elemental.
Alright, what's he gonna do?
Just still try and move the wreckage.
Okay. Roll a d20 plus his strength modifier with disadvantage because there's so much stuff on top of this second cart.
strength or is it an attack?
Strength.
Okay, so plus 2.
Plus 2.
So, what do I roll after I roll that d20?
Just the d20. You roll a d20 twice, you take the lower results, and you add 2.
5.
Total of 5.
Sorry, he managed to get a few things off of the initial wreck, which is way too heavy for him to be able to lift up the air at this point. Barbalina, you still have an action and a movement, however. Is there anything you want to do?
How visible is it through the wall of fire? Is it just opaque? Can't really see.
No, people on the side of the wall of fire that isn't like the heat coming from them. It is opaque. You do have disadvantage. They have cover on the other side, but it's not completely impossible for you to hit.
There's also big flying monsters from above.
Oh yeah. You could run north and save Chris.
You can even hit him from where he's standing. The Eldritch Blast.
What's coming after you?
There's like 3 flying huge monsters.
Big guys.
They're like coming at the elevated room that he's in. They busted through the west wall.
Okay, I'll Eldritch Blast them. One of them.
Which one?
Oh,
That one is number 2. That one's number 1.
I guess number 2.
Alrighty.
Roll that d20. Nice.
And it has
Plus
D.
8.
Okay, cool. So, 22.
That is a hit.
So d10, right? What does she got?
F4.
7?
7 damage?
And she has second attack, so.
Bam! Blasted.
That one's not very good.
What do you got?
I'm adding 8 to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12.
12 for the hit?
Total's a miss.
I would run away because those guys from the south can like shoot shit at you.
Alright, and I'll head
North?
a little more north.
Okay, where do we go? Everybody roll?
Yeah, I rolled low. So
You got a 1?
no, I rolled low. I got a 7. From what I
Seven?
yeah. From what I remember, we were just kind of like slugging it out with monsters. We picked up right out.
Well, give us frame the perspective a little bit. Like, why are you down here?
Hi, we are down here because we were hired by the Trollenport like secret police to bomb a bridge that the thousands of hobgoblins with the big red dragon are trying to cross to invade.
Yeah.
Were they invading
And the,
Trollen?
the hobgoblins are supposedly allied with the Warforged.
Right.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. And so are we bombing the bridge to Trollenport so they'll go somewhere else?
No, it's a bridge that you guys had crossed when you guys went into the Goblinoid city.
Uh-huh.
It's a very important bridge called Skull Gorge Bridge that spans a very large gorge, hundreds and hundreds of feet across and hundreds of feet tall, that goes through a very critical point in these mountains that allows this huge army, apparently, to pretty easy access directly into one of the capitals, Solargan, which is the Dome country. You were hired by these guys to help slow their progress, because if they can't get through here, they either have to go through the Mournland and then go north of the entire mountain range, or try to cross the massive mountain range without the aid of a bridge or a road, which would slow them down considerably and slow down their numbers, or and slim down their numbers. So if you blow this bridge, which is a very key strategic point, you'll be able to slow their numbers, or slow their progress pretty quickly.
Okay.
You guys went up to the Seawall Mountains, presumably trying to find the Dam of the Four Kings, which is presumably where the river that cut Skull Gorge, the river that cut Skull Gorge into the large canyon it is right now, to find the root of that. Some sort of stealthy thing. You don't have to go through the road. Presumably the army would have scouts and everything would be able to see you coming. You guys found an entry point into the lost, very long ago, ancient civilization of dwarves, the city of Crimson Keep. You guys found kind of the outskirts, the deep roads. What happened there?
There was a fool that looked just like Quincy on the door or something, and we were able to enter the mine itself, and we went down like this massive elevator shaft, right? Like down for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, and then we got down there. We fought some mushrooms.
Yep.
And then mushroom zombies. And then we ended up finding what we later found out was like a Cerberus? What are they called? Cerebrit kind of a thing. Which was kind of like giving like a hive mind to like the Zerg monsters that we ended up seeing later on.
Correct.
So
there's all sorts of strange, weird bugs down here.
Mm-hmm.
You also found something very interesting last session we played D&D. You guys went into a strange hybrid of an altar in a jail cell. Remember anything about that?
I know there was like a huge anvil with like a cooling pool that was like filled with like nasty old blood. There were cells all along the walls with like chains leading up to the anvil, right, or something?
There were chains to the walls, but all the walls were like spiked with like tiny micro spikes that would presumably bleed whoever was chained to the wall, and then there were small grooves leading from the cells into the anvil.
Okay. Like sure.
And the anvil had a bunch of like markings and stuff on it, right?
Yeah, which was very easily detectable demonic. You guys also found a secret door with a small little dressing room-esque kind of thing, with a couple of nasty demon robes. There was a chest. You guys found some paints.
I made out with a ghost.
We found Narnia.
Yeah, you found Narnia. You guys got out of there.
There was also a scroll, which gives you a headache.
Oh yeah, we looked at it.
Just a head.
Right,
Read
yeah,
it.
there's a
Take
scroll
my
that
own
had
eyes.
some strange writing that makes your head swim when you try to look at it or try to read it, and it doesn't make any sense to you. Aside from that, you guys explored a little bit more. You found the fungus. You found the Horka, presumably some sort of strange kind of Zerg that eats eyeballs, where Balsar's eyeballs were eaten out of his face. You guys then proceeded over into a security room, where there was a couple of statues. Terrence melted the floor. One of the statues went straight through into the lava pits. You guys got rid of the other pillar pretty quickly, and then continued on, found the anvil and the cells, and presumably found the front door to this dwarven city, the Crimson Keep. However, this door has some sort of all sorts of script all over it and a large puzzle on it. Kind of like a Skyrim puzzle, there's an outside ring and an inside ring, each able to turn different directions. Each one of these sections of this ring has a dwarven letter on it. Beside the door, there's a large inscription of a dwarven folktale. It seems like you guys scouted out a little bit beyond that, while Ballstar was the Earth Elemental, finding a path that forks, one that goes to the left and down quite a bit, where he found some life forms, go back up, and then continued forward, where he found a couple of buildings, no life signs, but it seems. Tell me if you get above that.
Fred makes it. Read it.
Ballstar makes it.
Let me roll damage before you tell me.
Am I allowed to reroll that? Even though it was close.
I'm just gonna take half damage.
Okay, well. Everybody who failed the 15 takes. Oh, guys. Oh, guys.
TPK.
Everybody who failed takes 23 damage. Anybody who succeeded takes half of that. It is piercing damage.
Does that mean that you bleed?
What?
Does that mean that you bleed?
No, it's not a bleed thing. No. It just means that. So everybody's done with the first round of Lurker, correct?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have 2 more rounds to go. Everybody roll another dexterity saving throw. Except for Quincy. The second round is. Second round is 22. Whoever gets above a 15 takes 11. Anybody have any questions?
Nope. No.
Okay. After the third round, for the third Lurker, everybody roll another dexterity saving throw. Anybody gets below 15 gets the maximum damage.
Very lucky
Gets
roll.
normal, and anybody gets above gets half. Just a total of shit. 20 damage if you fail, 15, 10 damage if you succeed. How is everybody doing after that?
Fred's decent.
So far, so good. I made all those dex saves.
Quincy,
You did?
nice.
I made two.
Quincy doesn't seem to be doing so bad, but Quincy, you see these spines erupt in enormous amounts of proportion. Just as they just erupt through your friends. Constantly. Just 1, 2, 3 in these large waves. As you see them even hit through walls and stuff as Lurkers do their damage. Lurkers is going to take us to Ballstar's turn.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that included, anybody roll for Trud?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
rolling for Trud the whole time.
Okay, so what is Trud at?
He's at 38 hit points.
So currently, yeah. So right now it is at Ballstar.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Beast Sense again to get eyes with Trud, and then I'm gonna cast Ice Storm at a higher level on the 3 Lurkers.
They are currently burrowed, so they all have advantage.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, it's a Dex save, 18.
Alright.
take
two
half.
of them,
Yeah,
two
half.
and threes. Yeah, half.
Full damage is going to be 24 damage.
Alright. 12 and 12.
And it's difficult terrain. And as a free action, I'm going to turn into an Earth Elemental.
You explode into a muck. You want to turn into a muck?
Sure do.
Alright. Boom! Ball throws a muck. That's Ballstar's turn, which is going to take us to Z1, which is the Hydralisk. No, sorry, not Hydralisk. What do they call them? Mutalisk. That's the thing.
Mildra husks.
Josiah, would you roll 2d4 for me?
I just want to take a piss. You want me to roll it?
Yeah.
Oh,
anyone
he's
else
saying
roll
something.
2d4?
He's saying something. He's saying no. He's saying no.
2d4.
He said it'll be back in a second.
2 and a 1.
Okay. Each of the Beetalisks end up regenerating 3 health.
I forgot to do my move. Can I do that real quick?
Everybody roll?
Yeah, I rolled low.
Everybody roll?
Yeah, I rolled low. So,
You got a 1?
no, I rolled low. I got a 7. From what I
Seven?
yeah. From what I remember, we were just kind of like slugging it out with monsters. We picked up right out.
Well, give us frame the perspective a little bit. Like, why are you down here?
Hi, we are down here because we were hired by the Trollenport, like, secret police to bomb a bridge that the thousands of hobgoblins with the big red dragon are trying to cross to invade.
Yeah.
Were they invading
And the,
Trollen?
the hobgoblins are supposedly allied with the Warforged.
Right.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. And so are we bombing the bridge to Trollenport so they'll go somewhere else?
No, it's a bridge that you guys had crossed when you guys went into the Goblinoid city.
Uh-huh.
It's a very important bridge called Skull Gorge Bridge that spans a very large gorge, hundreds and hundreds of feet across and hundreds of feet tall, that goes through a very critical point in these mountains that allows this huge army, apparently, to pretty easy access directly into one of the capitals, Solargan, which is the Dome country. You were hired by these guys to help slow their progress, because if they can't get through here, they either have to go through the Mournland and then go north of the entire mountain range, or try to cross the massive mountain range without the aid of a bridge or a road, which would slow them down considerably and slow down their numbers, and slim down their numbers. So if you blow this bridge, which is a very key strategic point, you'll be able to slow their numbers, or slow their progress pretty quickly.
Okay.
You guys went up to the Seawall Mountains, presumably trying to find the Dam of the Four Kings, which is presumably where the river that cut Skull Gorge, the river that cut Skull Gorge into the large canyon it is right now, to find the root of that. Some sort of stealthy thing, you don't have to go through the road. Presumably the army would have scouts and everything would be able to see you coming. You guys found an entry point into the lost, very long ago, ancient civilization of dwarves, the city of Crimson Keep. You guys found kind of the outskirts, the deep roads. What happened there?
There was a fool that looked just like Quincy on the door or something, and we were able to enter the mine itself, and we went down like this massive elevator shaft, right? Like down for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, and then we got down there. We fought some mushrooms.
Yep.
And then mushroom zombies. And then we ended up finding what we later found out was like a Cerberus? What are they called? Cerebrit kind of a thing. Which was kind of like giving like a hive mind to like the Zerg monsters that we ended up seeing later on.
Correct.
So
There's all sorts of strange, weird bugs down here. You also found something very interesting last session we played D&D. You guys went into a strange hybrid of an altar in a jail cell. Remember anything about that?
I know there was like a huge anvil with like a cooling pool that was like filled with like nasty old blood. There were cells all along the walls with like chains leading up to the anvil, right, or something?
There were chains to the walls, but all the walls were like spiked with like tiny micro spikes that would presumably bleed whoever was chained to the wall, and then there were small grooves leading from the cells into the anvil.
Okay. Like sure.
And the anvil had a bunch
Which
of.
was very easily detectable demonic.
It's the same mutilist? Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
Alright.
That is a 19.
This is a hit.
I'm gonna make that a goading attack. So he's gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a natural 19.
Okay, so he makes it. But he takes 11 damage.
Number 2.
Yep.
Alright.
And I'm gonna attack one more time. With a 17.
Hit.
Cool. That one is for 9 damage.
Alrighty. You throw out. What are you doing for the ranged attack?
Hand axes.
As insects close in from all different quarters, Quincy throws out hand axes to the flying worms with wings. They're throwing these blade worms that are hitting a whole bunch of people. It hits and reacts, but it's still going strong. That takes the top of the round, Alan Greenspan.
I think I want to throw Commander Strikes at Ballstar.
Could you see Ballstar?
Yeah, I just charged over there as an earth elemental.
But are you above
I
ground,
don't-
underground?
I don't know if you can see Ballstar with the flame.
Well, the flame
Oh,
wall
that's
down.
it dissipated. My concentration broke.
Oh, so the flame wall's gone.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So, yeah, you can't see him. The flame wall is currently completely gone.
Are the lurkers underground at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20.
Damn.
And
Wait. It's Al Greenspan's turn.
he did a commanding strike for me to hit him.
Oh, okay.
So that's a nat 20 and a 25 to hit.
Hell yeah, that's a hit. number
I'm gonna do it on number.
3 or 2?
I can't see. 1 second. The guy to the bottom left of me, number 2,
Okay.
for the
2.
first hit. And that is.
How much?
1 second. Shit. with the crit, 32 damage.
That's still good.
And then the second hit is just 9 damage.
Alrighty. They're still up and out. I mean, like, you're bonking them from underneath the earth.
Oh boy.
They're still good to go.
So I've got movement. Am I kind of near the rubble pile?
Yep.
Is it? Can I like climb on it?
You have a grappling hook?
Oh,
This is right there.
why do this?
Yeah. Actually,
Huh?
Ellen, roll an intelligence check for me. With advantage. Because you've been there
7.
before. With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna give it to you. Although they're wasting very good spells to try to get this thing out of the way, you found the crane. The crane could very easily get this thing out of the way. But you need power to the crane.
Right.
Alright, I'm gonna dash north into the, as close to the building as I can get. Not dash, use my movement.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. You have on-off in sight range.
Cool, and I'm gonna use second wind as a bonus action or whatever. And
Oh,
that's-
shit.
yeah.
Alright, so
I
you
give
should dash
Alan Greenspan a high
like
five
that?
on the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
5, 10, 15,
Oh, you just
20, 25, 30. You end up directly next to Terrence, who's currently operating the controls
Oh, yeah.
with the large control crystal.
I didn't mean
He's
the
powering the control panel.
action search thing. I meant the gain back some hit points.
Oh, okay.
Also, on Barbalina's turn, did you guys try moving the thing?
It's
Or
not
it's-
her turn.
okay.
It's not
okay.
next, but she
Okay.
did take 10 hit points of damage.
Yeah.
You still have on-off within range, yelling range, if you want to say anything, Alan.
A high five.
Yeah, I'll yell to him, hit some buttons, we need to power the western crane, eastern crane.
Is there still rubble?
Oh yeah, we're gonna use the freaking crane arm to move the rubble. But I
Fuck
need-
that.
Fair enough. It's gonna take us to Terrence. Or, no, sorry, Alan Greenspan is now on-off.
Okay. So all the tiny squares are 5 feet, right? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
And I have to close.
Okay, I would like to use my action to dash.
What do you want us to do? Move the crane?
Well, I'm trying to get to the buttons to figure out which one will activate the crane.
No,
To dash.
we need
What?
we need the power source.
Alan,
I think you're
Alan
take the
knows
power
that
crystal
the
to plug
crane
and take
has
it
its
over the
own
crane,
separate
take the
series
crane.
of buttons right next to the crane.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. That would be. I have 25 feet. 30, 35, 50. Puts me here. And the rubble is in here, right?
Yes, no. Lag. Sad.
Say what?
iOS 10.
This one?
I've dashed to here. The rubble is here. Right?
Rebel is near the wind elemental.
I'm going to use the purple mushroom and become big, increasing my size.
Oh shit! Alright. Large size.
Yep.
Oh, and helping Big
Use the
stand,
mushroom.
everybody.
Oh,
Oh man.
The biggest you've ever felt on off. You are fucking huge. That's your action, however, which will take us to Barbolina. You have a Zordwing in your face.
Stab him up.
Yep. I'll just blast them.
You might be better off just
Which one?
stabbing him.
Really?
Yeah,
You're a pretty good fighter.
You have triple attack if you just attack him.
Thirsting blade?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah, same deal. You roll a d20 for the attack.
So I have 3 attacks instead of 2 if you have trust.
Nice. What is it? Plus 8?
Yeah, still plus
Oh, it is?
18 first attack.
On the Zergling? Yeah, that's okay.
Second attack is a miss.
So 15.
15 to miss.
Is it
Oh,
15
never
hit?
mind. 15.
Oh, 15 hits, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a 2.
Nice.
And another hit.
22. And then
All 3 hit. Oh, yeah.
So
Very good.
it's a D8 plus 4. Alright, good night, guys.
See you down.
Good night, Joe.
what's this one?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. Joe. Is Joe still there?
Yeah.
Joe, there's one more part of narrative I want you to hear.
Yeah.
Even as she's doing her whole thing, there's a large sound coming from the tunnel you guys came from the south. A large clomping sound just seems to hit at the very, very end of initiative. As something very large comes woofing its way out of the southern region. As a... Oh my god, do I not have a mini for it? Hold on. God damn it. No, that makes me so angry. Hold on. Give me 10 seconds.
Yep.
So we have 3 huge, strong people working on this train, rubble. I feel like we should have advantage. We went from disadvantage to normal with the third person advantage, you would assume.
Fuck, we're there.
So close, guys.
Fucking dumbass.
So I roll damage for each.
Oh, you definitely killed her.
So you
You have to roll a D8.
this is a D8.
You'll do it 2 more times and add
Say
it.
this properly.
Well, I wouldn't be with this one.
Nice.
So close. Close. Okay, very close, guys. Hold on one more moment. There we go. As skulking through the southern regions is a large ultralisk.
Badass.
This thing is 4x4. Gigantic ultralisk comes running through the tunnel.
Well, good luck, guys.
Have a good night.
See ya.
For damage, I rolled a 12, an 8, and a 7.
Oh yeah, that sort of is fucking dead.
Run.
Now
Say now it's time for all three of us to lift the cart, Rebel. We've got Big on off, Wind Elemental, and Bigby's hand. They're all going to lift in unison.
You hear a from down the tunnel is this giant, bigger than an elephant thing with large scythers to destroy things start running from the southern part. That was Barbalina's turn. Take us to Terrence.
oh wait.
We have that ready to action with the Wind Elemental, Bigby's hand, and on off, Big on off.
Bagana.
Already. I want everybody who is currently involved to do it. To roll a strength check with advantage.
Hell yes. And you're adding. What is she adding? To strength, just +2.
Oh, for her, yeah.
So with advantage, they roll twice and take the higher one.
I got a 19 and a 20.
Ooh, I got
Okay.
21.
17.
20. All right, 17, 20, 21.
Awesome. All three of you, on off. I want you just say a few words about being big, will you?
So is what it feels like.
Is that what you say as you help everybody off?
No, I think it. Yeah. He's on-off says nothing. Yeah. On-off says
May
nothing.
I?
Fine.
I'm a big bitch. I'm a big bitch. That's all I see on us saying. Flip over the tram, clearing the way for the incoming, outgoing transporter to be able to move. However, you flip all the wreckage off of it.
Who's got the
Somebody's gonna go back to control.
Let me see.
I'm on the controls.
That's all you guys' turns. That was on off's turn. What did I Terrence? That was Terrence's turn to know what stuff. So we're gonna go with the Zerglings, which are all dead.
No, that was my ready to action from the last round.
Oh, okay.
So I should have a whole
So
new
still
turn.
Terrence.
Yeah.
Still Terrence.
Alright, so is it going to be an action for me to try again with the control panel now that everything's cleared?
It would be one action to push buttons, if you'd like.
Not a bonus action?
Which button? No, it'd be an action to try to interact with this thing.
Yeah.
You still have left to right, green, red, red, green, red, green, up to bottom, and then green, red, up to down. What do you want to do?
The one that I tried before and it failed because it got jammed.
That would be I think red, left, red, right, green. Is that what you're gonna push?
Yeah, well, I remember it tried to bring the new cart on, but everything jammed up and it didn't work.
I think that was red, green. Red, green. There's still kind of like a red flash really quick as the wind elemental on, off, and Trud all immediately begin moving with the large piece of equipment as it all rotates into the outgoing position. There's still no tram that is lowered on yet.
Alright.
I would say if you want to use your movement as well, you can try to push another button. Would that be your entire turn?
I'll do that. But then I do want to use my bonus action to move my Big B's hand. Is that alright?
What?
I still have my Big B's hand.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I do want to hit the other button to bring the tram.
So what you moved to rotate the incoming to outgoing was red to green. You have two options. You have green on top, you have two options. Red on top, green on bottom, and then you have green on top and red on bottom. Which one do you want to push?
Flip a coin.
Wait, so I don't understand.
So
Is
you
one of-
figured out
is
that
one of them-
the left green, right red, and the left red, right green is what moves the track from outgoing to ingoing, from incoming to outgoing. So from west, which is incoming, to east, which is outgoing. You have two other buttons, which is red on top, green on bottom, and the other button is green on top and red on the bottom.
Is one of them currently illuminated?
Well, it tells us to check.
18.
One of them is currently illuminated. However, there seems to be an error button next to the one that is currently illuminated. A little bum, 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 next to the green on top and red on bottom.
Is that an error because it tried before and it was jammed?
You have no idea. So there's red on top, green on bottom, no blinking light. And there's green on top, red on bottom, blinking light.
I'm gonna start with the one that doesn't have has no error.
Okay? You push red and green, red on top, green on bottom. You see on the west side, brah, 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 as it tries to pick up an incoming tram. There's no incoming tram to pick up as the alarm emanates out through all of the cabin. And that would be your turn.
Alright.
Which will take us to the Zerglings, which all the Zerglings are kind of dead.
Well, I should still have my Big B move, right?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay. So the Big B has 60.
I don't have a mini for the Big B. Hold on. Let me find it. I'm just gonna make it a Geno Snakes. How does that sound?
Alright.
Will you?
He's got 60 feet of movement.
Put him where you want.
I wanted to go up to that closest lurker and attack.
And Lurker? Okay. He will have disadvantage because he is burrowed. Go ahead.
Alright. So, 18. 15 is the lower.
That is a miss.
Mustard.
He tries to swat down where he thinks the worst there is. He's just underneath and it's just really hard to pinpoint him. Boom! Hits about 2 or 3 feet just to the left of the there he is. Anything else, Terrence?
That's it.
It's going to take us to the Zerglings, who are all dead at this point. Which will take us to the Lurkers, which will be 5, 10, 14. Cool. It's gonna hit dexterity saving throws as they do the spikes all around you. Anybody who rolls below a 15 takes full damage. Anybody who rolls above 15 takes half. So the first round is going to be 12 total damage. Anybody who rolls below a 15 takes 12. Anybody who rolls above takes 6. All set?
Yep.
Round 2.
What am I doing? 3 dex saves. You gotta be a 15.
He takes. It was 12, so because he
The second round of lurkers is another dex saving throw. Whoever failed 15 gets 20. Whoever succeeded the 15 is 10.
Well, I'm dead.
You're down? Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
Alright. Third round. It's gonna hit the same amount of people. Boom. The full damage is 13. The half damage is 6. However, Barbarina, you get 2 strikes on your death saving throws. If you get 3, you die.
Why 2?
Because it hit her, you coup de grace her. If you are already down and you get hit with something, it's automatically 2 fails on the death saving throws.
Next time it's your turn, you'll roll to see if you stabilize. Or die.
If you do not, then Barbarina does die.
If someone can get you up first, then.
Everybody have any questions for damage for the lurkers?
Nope.
We're all good? Okay. That'll take us to Ballstar.
Okay.
You know, I was wondering why there's all this yellow shit.
So Barbarina is currently unconscious.
Can you do know what's wrong?
Yellow.
It's from, no, not that.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna do a multi attack on Lurker 2.
Yeah.
Alright.
First hit is a 21. Second hit is a 24.
Love hit.
First hit is a 18 damage. Second hit is a 13 damage.
Okay. It doesn't even seem to be at half health yet.
These are all magic attacks, everything I've done. FYI.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna move 30 feet north.
Here's another square for your
Shit, where was I? I was here, right? Like diagonally?
Yeah, so you'll be about here.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna revert to gnome form and use my pocket watch to do a bonus action. And I'm gonna cast
Oh shit.
I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Damn, son.
So I get to pick 6 creatures within 60 feet. So whoever I can hit with 3d8 plus my spellcasting ability. What's my spellcasting ability? Plus 8?
Wisdom.
Okay. Just straight wisdom, not proficiency?
Just wisdom.
Okay, straight wisdom, okay. Sweet!
The wind element is gone at this point because Barbarina is down.
Why would it disappear?
It's concentration.
Okay, that's
She
24.
unconscious.
That's
Trying
20.
to go away.
That's 24 healing to pretty much everybody.
Alright, Barbarina, you're up to 24. Everybody else that you guys named also gets 24 hit points.
can we get this train moving?
There's a certain amount of buttons. That is Ballstar's turn with a Cobra Keel, which will take us to the Mutalisks. Mutalisk 3 attacks Trud, which is a natural 1, which misses. However, Mutalisk 2 and Mutalisk 1, Mutalisk 2 moves down. Mutalisk 2 hits. Shit. Marmalina, I'm sorry. This is going to go ahead and hit Ballstar, which is going to go ahead on Greenspan, which is then going to hit Barbalina. So, Jess, I want to make this clear to you. If this third round of attack with the Hydralisk gets through all 3 of the people, it's going to hit Barbalina, which means it's going to give her 2 more death strikes, which means she will be dead.
She has 24 hit points.
Dead.
I'm at 20.
What?
I'm at 22.
She got healed.
Oh, right. She's back up. I'm sorry. You're correct. I forgot. Thank you. So, first of all, it's going to hit Ballstar, and then young Greenspan, and then Barbalina. So,
Ballstar
let's
first.
do this. Number 1, the first attack on Ballstar is going to be 12.
It's a miss.
Alright, all the rest of them miss as well,
Yay!
as the Blade Worm does not make all the way through. However, Mutalisk 1 also makes its way down and hits Barbalina first with a critical hit. So that is a total of, first of all, they heal. Josiah, will you roll 2d4 for me?
Total of 5.
Okay, so they heal 5 damage, all of them. Oh shit. Barbalina, you take 23 damage. As the Mutalisk hits you first, and then continues onto Alan Greenspan, which does a total of 6, which is Alan Greenspan takes 6 total damage, and the spines bounce 1 more time to hit Ballstar, which will be
What's the AC hit?
what?
What's the hit dice?
Oh shit!
Oh,
it was a crit.
it was a crit,
All
okay.
or a crit.
Cool.
That brings up a very interesting point. Is it double dice on everybody? If it's all 1 attack roll and it was all a crit,
Like,
is it double dice on everybody?
Probably. I don't know.
So for Al would be 12. For her is 23, and then for 4 for Ballstar. That was the Mutalisk's turn. Take us to Quincy.
Okay.
Do you have 1 hit point? Barbalina has 1 hit point.
Okay. I'm going to channel divinity, preserve life. So Barbalina gets 25 hit points. And then I will healing word Elm Greenspan. And that's my turn.
off. You get charged by a giant Ultralisk. It gets 2 attacks with its claws. That is a natural one, which is a miss. No. And the second is a 27 versus hit.
That's a-
6d6 plus 6 slashing damage.
What? Oh.
27 slashing damage, Dave.
Can I use Uncanny
As
Dodge?
Ultralisk. Absolutely. So instead of 26? Was that what it was? 26
Yeah.
slashing damage? You take 13
Nice.
slashing damage as it charges right into your face. Which brings us to the top, to Alan Greenspan.
Alright. So,
I imagine Terrence is the one who's screaming, "Get on the tram, get on the tram," right?
Oh yeah,
are the trams in?
it's about to be. You can
Tram's not on yet. He hasn't pushed the correct
start
button.
running for it though.
But it's on. Is it on the west side here?
There is one more button probability to push, right?
Now it's just one button left.
You have moved the tram from the incoming to outgoing. You still have yet to push the correct button to place a tram upon the outgoing.
Can't
And
they
then
just bin
push
this
it forward.
thing?
So where's the tram?
Potentially.
East or west?
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Yeah, we just need to get out of here. You can do whatever you can do to preserve yourself.
What was your question, Marcus?
The tram east or west?
The tram, John. The tram is coming from the east, heading to the west, outgoing. Correct?
East is outgoing. West is incoming.
So we want to be on the east side. That side. Right side of the street.
Yeah, everybody needs to get to the east side.
So the boarding platform is like on the northeastern part of the map to go on an outgoing
Yeah,
train.
you can see it. It's right over here. I will put All-Star. This is the boarding platform
Okay,
for the outgoing.
cool.
Alright. Alan's just gonna dash over.
Can he do his thing where he heals himself?
Nope, he already did it.
Okay.
He's good on health. Alright.
After Alan Greenspan will take us to on-off, it is currently very large and blocking the track. And facing an Ultralisk.
Question. The Ultralisk is taking up 4
4x4.
4x4, right?
Yeah.
Which is a size larger, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna use Halfling Nimbleness to go through his legs.
That makes me so happy. Yeah, for sure. Fine. Why fucking not? Which end do you want to end up at?
Stab him in the butt.
Yeah, I'm just gonna butt stab him.
Sneak attack.
Blood stab.
Blood stabber. Blood stabber. Blood stabber.
You gonna roll an attack on
19.
That is just barely a hit.
Nice.
You manage to duck through it as your large size and find just a kink in the armor right through the leg.
That was a drow short sword. So it
Okay.
does poison affect that?
It is immune to poison.
Damn. Okay. Plus 9 is 34. 34.
Nice.
Alright, 34 damage. You do a nice, good cut to it. It's bleeding a little bit. A very little bit.
I'll disengage.
Get the fuck
Okay.
over to the train.
You can get next to the tram,
Yeah.
where the tram would be. Cool. On off. Does a great little maneuver. Ducks underneath. Slashes underneath the ultralisk. And it runs back up to where the train is supposed to land. Which takes to Barbalina. There's a whole bunch of hostiles around you. Terrence and Balsar, Quincy are screaming at you to get to the opposite side of the platform to board the tram as soon as it is able to launch.
Alright, I want to head to the platform, but can I try to banish the big guy?
What does he have to roll?
I believe it's a charisma saving throw.
Thankfully, that is not a strong suit. Charisma saving throw. Let's do this. With a -1 is a total of 7.
Hey,
So Barbalina, tell me what you do to banish this thing to another realm for a minute.
What sweet shit do you do?
To banish him?
Yeah, just do it. It already happened.
What's the coolest thing you can think of? What's the coolest action movie thing that you could do?
what would you say to somebody to get the fuck out?
It's your moment. Feel fucking cool. Do it.
Feel cool.
I can't
Yes.
hear you. I'm sorry.
She just wink guns.
Wink.
Goodbye,
You say
guns.
winky guns?
Goodbye,
Wink
guns.
Like,
like you finger gun and then wink?
Sure.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Awesome. You make contact with this thing's 8 eyes. It's 6 times the size of you are. And then you just you threw up 2 guns, winky gun, poo poo, and wink. As soon as you get your second one off, it just there's a blink and a there's a blink and a shiver up your spine as the vacuous place this thing once took up is just no longer there. There's a vacuum, and there's a small dust devil of dust and dirt of the vacuum as where it once was, as it just pops into another existence for a minute. Are you gonna move it all?
Yeah, I just want to head to the platform.
Go to the platform. You are right near everyone else. Which will take us to Terrence Trotterbottom. You gotta push the right button. Right now, you pretty much realize the green on top, red on bottom is the correct button. From
Process
You wanna do that?
elimination.
Yep.
You smash the button, bah, 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 as tram comes down to the east side. A large claw unleashes onto the track. However, it does not seem to be powered at all.
Grab the crystal and run.
Is there another port for the crystal?
You don't know. You cannot see the tram from where you currently are.
Used a jet engine activated.
Oh man, you put the crystal in this console to start using it. I would eject the crystal, head towards the station.
Huh?
The power crystal that we got from the chest is in the console that you're working on.
Yeah.
So I would take the crystal out of there and run towards the station we're at and host the power, or the
This
monitor.
is the control that brings the tram into the station. There's no train there right now.
Didn't you just bring the train? Didn't Chris just bring a train with whatever button he pushed?
He brought a unpowered tram. Yes, a single cart
Oh,
onto the tram.
all right. Yeah, you're right.
However, all of you can see the tram has no power source.
And the tram just lowered on the east side where the rubble used to be, right?
No, rubble was on the west side, on the income. You guys successfully moved
Right.
the rotator from incoming to outgoing. You did that fine. Now that that's there, a clause come down and put down a outgoing tram, just a single cart. However, this cart does not have any power currently.
You need to get the power source from
Which
the
you
tram.
can tell him through the earring if you'd like.
Okay. Alright,
Yeah.
tram's down. Grab the crystal. We
Yeah.
gotta power this up.
So I'm grabbing the crystal and running out toward the tram.
You boom. The whole station goes dark as you grab the crystal out. You have your movement speed if you'd like.
Yep, I'm running out.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60. You get just barely to the, within 5 feet of the tram. Which will take us to,
Can I use my big B?
absolutely, what do you want to do?
Let's see. I'm looking at interposing hand. It's one of the Big B's abilities. It can basically stand in front of you and be a shield.
I will say it will not be able to get rid of any of the lurkers' attacks, but perhaps Mutalist's attacks.
Yeah, it's not really well positioned for it. So, which lurker has already been hit several times?
I think 2.
The number 2.
Bottom left one.
All right, so I'm just gonna have him attack again.
Okay. I will say number 1 has never been hit, and number 3 is only taken 10 damage.
Yeah, just the one that's the most beat up. Go for it.
Bigby makes a big old fist. I do not think there's a roll that could possibly make it die. So we'll say you do a considerable amount of damage to it. So smash it in the face. Let's go narrative style with the rest of this instead of just initiative style. Currently, you guys have 3 mutalists that are on your fucking face, spewing glaive worms at you, trying to kill you, and the lurkers are currently damaging the tram. What does everybody do? Take the spotlight if you want the spotlight.
I'm gonna book it towards the tram, and via Trud, I want to cast Dominate Beast on the lurker that's really close to us. What is it, lurker? I'm sorry, not lurker. Mutalist 3. That's gonna be an 18 charisma throw.
I'll roll for it.
Am I allowed
Mutalisk 2 and then Mutalisk 1.
Alright, you just recover your escape. He shoots both of them, does a considerable amount of damage. What's everybody else do? As he's covering your escape.
Terrence is looking for a way to plug in the power supply to the tram.
Pretty easy. You jump on, you find a control panel, plug in it, it starts floating up and begins to travel forward as everybody else begins to run their way towards the tram. However, everybody else that's not Ballstar or Terrence. Quincy, what are you doing? You're on the opposite side.
An emergency.
You're not very fast.
Yeah,
An emergency.
I'm running,
To get out of the train.
but I want to,
But I should try and attack.
I want to take out the pan bag of tricks
Okay.
and just like pull out fuzzballs and throw them to try to like distract the mutalisks so that they will
Okay.
go after them
I
instead.
don't remember exactly the charts for it, but you pull out a series of animals, goats, and dogs, and all sorts of things. Distract the lurkers as you're not very fast, but you're definitely the last person on the trams that begins to rush forward. It's definitely moving forward a little bit, so you have to like make your way up, climb on, and just to pull you up. On-off, the only person left. Where's Dave? And Barbolina. Barbolina, what are you doing?
Running
The
from
tram is beginning to leave. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. Tell me what you do.
Not a bad idea.
I'll just Misty step onto the tram.
Oh, easy, yeah. So, poof, poof, out of the tram. You help Quincy up on the tram as it begins to move. On off, you're the last person on. The big old behemoth. Everybody's on the tram, like, motioning you to come as it begins to pick up speed. What do you do?
I dash towards it and then eat the green mushroom.
Okay. The one that shrinks you?
Yep.
Alright, you take the biggest leap you can, eat the green mushroom in midair as you boom, whack, whack, shrink back to normal size, tuck and roll as you guys all begin to. You feel the tram begin to pick up a massive amount of speed. You feel the lurkers begin to, the spines coming up behind you through the wood, the mutalists following you behind you as you cross a large chasm into a tiny claustrophobic cave as the tram begins its roller coaster like journey to the Crimson Keep. And that's a good place to start. Stop for this event.
Oh man.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was real intense, guys.
Yep.
That
God
was real
damn.
intense.
Nice. Well done, everyone.
I just want to let you know that the Ultra List is challenge rating 16.
Yeah.
I'll banish.
So it takes a party, a five-person party of at least level 16 to be able to take it out easily.
Woo! Shit.
It's just gonna get harder. It's just gonna get harder, guys.
Cool.
We're at a good pace. Good job,
Alright,
man.
guys. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Alright, man. Thank you so much,
Bye.
man.
Love you, dude. Good night.
Thanks, Lee.
Good night.